Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another live production here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where we have a great contest in store for you today. I'm Philip Prince, your host, alongside with a special guest of mine, none other than Coach Northern. How you doing, Coach Northern?
Doing fine. Looking forward to this great ball game we should have today.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a great one. Just how big this game is. Winner stays alive in the West and has a chance to compete for a SWAC championship. So that's just how big this game is going to be. And as a former coach, how are you feeling building up the preparation for this game?
Well, the biggest thing is you still have a lot of goals in front of you, even though Prairie View's goals are a little bit easier to attain because of their record and the head-to-head that they have with Alcorn. But Southern still has, if they win one of their last two games, they have a chance for a winning record on the season. Prairie View has to win this game as well as next week's game in order to finish with a winning record. So it's a lot going on. You know, right now we're looking at Senior Day festivities that are going on, and I can remember my Senior Day on the same field. So I know those guys want to go out with a win their last game here, and like I say, try to attain some of those goals, keep themselves alive in the hunt while they still have a chance to help themselves out.
Yes, sir. And as coming to this game, as you can kind of maybe consider, both teams have maybe been underachieving this season so far. So maybe one team's going to have a breakout game today. What are you trying to do? Trying to get things back on the right track.
Well, I think the biggest thing that both coaches are trying to harp on to their players is let's play up to our potential. You know we haven't had the greatest season so far. Even though Prairie View was picked to finish fifth, when that ball gets to moving, they're thinking, hey, man, we have a chance. They have a couple of come-from-behind victories. They have a win over the leading team in the western side. So that means a lot. Then Southern was picked to finish high, and I think a lot of it was based off of who they had coming back. And now they are not where they want to be, but coach is trying to still get those guys to let's play up to your potential. This may be a game. You never know who's watching the game from NFL, XFL scouts, but you have fans here. You can have a chance to leave a legacy and make it better for the next group of guys coming behind you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like I said, one other thing you want to do, penalties. I know that's been one of the biggest things preached on both teams today coming in today's game. But like I said, as a former coach, like I said, you've been dealing with this issue coming up to today. What's the main focus that you're trying to preach to your team coming into today?
Well, with the penalty situations, actually both teams have been penalized a lot, especially from the personal foul aspect, and then the other penalties that really hurt you are the pre-snap penalties. So when you have a combination of pre-snap and post-snap, that's a deadly combination. One thing, you can deal with one or the other, but it's hard to deal with both of them. So, I talked to a couple of coaches on Prairie View staff, and they said they made the guys run a whole lot this week because of the penalties that they had during their last game. And then Southern's coaches have said that they have been harping on not getting the penalties. I think they've had more pre-snap penalties than they would really like to have, whether it's the quarterback not paying attention to the play clock, offensive lineman flinching when the defensive line shifts. So it's all those things that both coaches are trying to make sure that they cut down on.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, Prairie's coming in last week after a much-needed win against, I want to say it was, here with me, I'm sorry, here, stuff loading up. It was against Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Yes.
You fell short against Florida A&M, and you pretty much got embarrassed. And then you came back, you got things to Greek group. Like I said, you mentioned those penalties, That's those things you don't want to try to fall back into, when you're trying to play some good football, championship football, and later on this part of the year, you want to see things start turning more around into your favor. So now, when you come into it, you want to see how can the defense create and dominate in this game. You kind of haven't had that many turnovers created for you. What are the things that you're trying to look for in your defense coming into this game?
Well, the biggest thing is Southern's quarterback, and I'm talking about Prairie View side of the ball, Southern's quarterback hadn't played that well all season, so you can get some pressure on him. You can get him with nervous feet. he doesn't do a good job of anticipating throws. Now, if you leave guys wide open or some of the easy throws, he's definitely going to complete those. But what you want to do is maybe show him one look, a cover two look, then rotate to a cover three, or show him cover two, then get into a man-to-man situation where he doesn't pick that up. And the other thing is getting pressure on him. He's not the best athlete, so you want to get pressure and make him try to have to throw the ball on the run. So in that situation, you can create some turnovers. And I think Prairie's pass rush is going to try to amplify their game and, get some sacks with some forced fumbles. And then, like I say, the biggest thing is just not leaving guys wide open in the passing game.
Yes, sir. Like I said, the Prairie have had a little bit of a struggle trying to apply some, quarterback pressure. But like I said, all that stuff can turn around coming in today. And then we're going to switch to the other side of the ball, offense. You want to try and maximize every opportunity that you get coming into this game. And you want to key down into taking advantage of red zone opportunities. When you go back to the Grambling game, the score may not outcome look like they had a chance, but they had multiple opportunities to come away with points, whether it's 3 points, 7 points. You want to at least just add on to a lead or just cut the lead down in half. Well, one of the things that you're trying to do, like preaching to your offense, coming back, you've been struggling with it all year. Like I said, you got a good time to turn things around and keep your season alive.
Well, the thing is, you talk about giving yourself a chance. If you get 3 points as opposed to not getting it on the fourth down, or you're missing a couple of field goals, and Prairie's kicker has been pretty reliable throughout the season. But at the same time, you got to make sure when you get those opportunities that you cash in on. The big thing you don't want to do is beat yourself. So I think those are the main things that Coach McDowell is going to harp on. Hey, we get chances. Let's make the plays that we have been making. Let's try not to do anything extra. We just need you to make the plays that you've been trained and focus on the task at hand and not all the other stuff that's going around. Maybe make one play at a time and then go to the next play.
Yes, sir. Not trying to do that hero ball, trying to win it all in one play. Exactly. But like I said, just how big this game is. Both teams come in with a overall record of 4-2 in conference. But like you mentioned earlier, Prairie has to outwin these two games just to try and finish above 500. And then on that side of the other team that they're playing against, Southern Jaguars, they take care of one game. They secured and will be finished over 500. But we're more back to the conference of play, just how big this game is. Like I said, you have a chance to continue and compete for the West. And like I said, both teams underachieved coming into this game. But now, like I said, you got a chance to take things back and kind of control your own destiny coming on to this point. So we are here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where today's contest, where the Prairie Panthers put on the traveling boots to take on the Southern Jaguars. We're going to take a quick break. Remind you, are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
People often ask us, when will we develop an app? And I've been telling them all the time, we already have an app right at your fingertip. That app is 857-777-0000. Save this number on your favorites, put it on your speed dial, and every time there's a live broadcast, dial that number, 857-777-0000. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're going to take this time as a Southern band. We're on America. And welcome back here to A.W. Ford Stadium here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where, again, we have a great contest in store for you this afternoon as the Panthers are making their way out onto the field right now, dressed in the gold tops, all white look. Nice look, Mr. Coach. Know how you feel about that one?
Yeah, I like that look with the shiny helmets. A lot of people sort of got away from the shine and went to the matte colors, but I like the way those uniforms look.
Yes, sir. We're about 4 minutes till kickoff as the home team, 7 Jaguars, will come out dressed in the white helmets, gray tops, white bottoms. Said about kickoff temperature was about 62 degrees, but a slight wind. So it won't have too much of an impact on that much, but it will feel like it has picked up coming in today. A nice crowd has come in today. The Marching Storm has made their way out here all the way to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to support these Tigers and these Panthers. So now we can set to go with Panthers making their way out onto the field. And I want to take this time to thank our sponsors, the Prairie Athletic Club, serving the student athletes since 1986. For more information on how to become a member, dial 936-857-5817 and ask for Greg Austin. The Pantherback is serving the student athletes since 1995. For more information on how to become a member, contact Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. And the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Remember, you can always listen live each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. As the team captains are making their way out for the Panthers, leading the number 14, Mr. Trayvon Conley, as he's trying to lead these Panthers back into the winning column. And one of the key things we want to come into today's game, it says the Jaguars have continued to shut down opposing teams' running attack, and the Panthers want to run the ball. So as a coach coming into this game, you know your bread and butter is to run the ball. What is the main thing to try to get that opposing defense off that balance?
Well, one of the things you may want to do early in the ball game is do some play action. Southern plays that 4-2-5 defense where they try to keep an extra linebacker or safety close to the box by playing a cover 3 look. So one of the things you can do is try to run some of those routes that we call levels, where you may run a flood or a bootleg and get the quarterback to the edge where now he doesn't have to deal with everybody in the box. He can only look at pretty much from outside the hashes and have Southern's defense outnumbered by getting to the edge of the defense. So it's just a couple things you can do just to get them moving, make them run from side to side, those types of things. Some counters to slow those guys down, and then once they start slowing down, then that inside zone that Prairie likes to run will start opening up. You'll see some longer runs. And sometimes you have to run the ball just for the sake of running the ball. You can't let them not run the ball because they have an 8-man box. Sometimes you have to say it's about run attempts more than it is about having long runs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, just sticking to your true identity. You know, you want to see Prairie take a lot of those shots downfield when the opportunity is given to them. But like I said, don't try to be here and win it all back in one play. As we come down here, we have, like I said, a great contest. Kind of get fired up out there. Kind of make you miss being out there, don't it? Just a little bit.
I think the biggest thing when you hear the bands playing back and forth, having been at both schools, you see the crowd trickling in. I saw a few people that I went to high school with, I went to school with earlier today. I saw my high school coach. So it's, those types of things that when you get in a certain environment and the weather is cooling off, it's football weather today. It's not 90 degrees and hot. It's a good 60-something degree day. Rain a little bit earlier today. Overcast skies. This is what football is all about right here.
Yes, sir. This is playoff football matchups right here. And like I said, one of these teams has a chance to keep their chances alive of winning the West. So as we get set to go here, the team captains have made their way out to center field, or midfield, I should say, and both teams are testing right there. Remind you, the Panthers are wearing the gold helmet, white tops, white bottoms, as the home team Jaguars come in wearing the gray tops with the white helmets and the white bottoms. And you see that both teams are getting, like you say, cranked up and situated for this game. Looks like the Panthers won the toss. And Southern will receive the ball to start this game, moving from our right to left. And that's how we'll get this first contest started right here. Southern will get the ball right now. So what are the main things that you're looking for when you receive the ball first? Where's the main focus you're trying to put and preach to your team to set the tone for this game?
One of the things you're hoping for is great field position. Even if you don't get what you want out of it, you don't want to start off inside the 20-yard line. The other thing is you want to start off with at least one first down so you don't have to play. You're not putting your defense in a bad spot when they do get on the field the first time. So you want to have your defense start, around the 20 to 25-yard line instead of at midfield, because if Prairie starts at midfield, then it's a good chance that they're going to score the football. So you want good field position and get at least one or two first downs before you have to punt.
Yes, sir. And I want to make things with time for possession. How long can you keep that opposing team's defense? I don't know if just keep that offense on the other side waiting, and also to just come away with any kind of points, Doesn't always have to end out with a touchdown, but if we're, like I said, deep in the red zone, can at least come away with 3, and also, too, once they mentioned the fourth down conversion, we know that might become a huge factor into today's game. So we're going to see which team can take over the fourth down conversion, third down conversion, and the red zone attacks. As Southern Jaguars have made their way out onto the field right now. Things are just heating up and just getting started right now in this contest. Remind you that we are here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where today a winner has a chance to keep their season alive and come out top in the West. So remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast, where I am, Philip Prince, alongside none other than Coach. They don't call you Coach, baby.
I'm actually looking at the guys. Southern team ran out on the field, and then a couple guys from Prairie ran out there towards those guys. And one of the guys I know is a Baton Rouge product. He went to Madison Prep High School in Baton Rouge, played for my high school and college teammate. And, I guess he want to let the guys from Southern know, like, I'm here today, so let's get this thing started.
Okay, something like being back at home, we have a chance to send a message to the Southern Jaguars. It is their senior night, so you have a chance to be bittersweet. You have a chance to damper in their chances of coming out in the West. And, in the final home game stint here. So you have a chance to come out victorious on multiple categories if you are. So, as the teams get set to go here, and mind you, the Southern Jaguars will receive the opening kickoff, moving from our right to left here in Baton Rouge at A.W. McFord Stadium. Mind you, some contests that are going on throughout the SWAC right now. Earlier on Thursday this week, we had Grambling come out on top over Arkansas Pine Bluff by a score of 43-14. Alabama A&M is on top of the Boone-Cookman by a score of 14-7 with 10:45 remaining in the third quarter. You have Alabama State facing off against Mississippi Valley State. That game is just about to get started right away. And Florida A&M will be hosting Lincoln. That game set to kick off at 10 p.m. And then tomorrow, you have the Alcorn State going to travel all the way down to take on Texas Southern. So our fingers are crossed right there. If you're a Prairie fan, Texas Southern come out and find a way to beat Alcorn. You know, anything is possible in today's game, so you just can't pencil in a W right there. So as I said, to receive this kick will be number 4 for Southern. That is Darian Morrison. He's going to return this one all the way to about his own 25-yard line, and that's where the Jaguars are going to get this one. And that first possession started into the game. Now, as you can hear, the bands get situated, get the crowds pumped up. This is going to be a good atmosphere for this game. Like I said, playoff football right here.
Yeah, one of the things I was just talking about, the guy number 5 from Madison Prep High School ran down and made the tackle on the kickoff and came up very animated. So we can look forward to see what's going to happen. Hopefully it won't get too chippy and we start getting into personal foul mode.
So as the Jaguars come out here in the shotgun formation led by Blood, and his first pass is going to go for no gain right there.
May have actually lost a yard or two.
Prairie was all over that screenplay right there, so now the Jaguars are hurrying up to the line. Shotgun formation once again, 2 to the left, to the right. He's going to hand it off to the back, and once again, he's going to go for no gain right there. Maybe got a yard right there, met by a host of Panthers, led by the number 9, Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, the defensive line did a good job getting penetration, and the linebackers didn't get themselves caught up in the flow of things. They did a good job of finishing the tackle off.
So now we're looking at a 3rd and 9 now for the Jaguars. So far, the Panthers defense have made a point so far in this game, not letting the Jaguars kind of get them off their own game right now. So now Blood in the shotgun formation, got 3 to his right. He's going to fake the handoff, drop back to pass. Now he's going to step in front of the pocket. Has his man 4. Might be shy of the first down, depending on the marker.
They're going to give it to him. They're going to go line to line. So anytime it's close, they're going to pretty much give it to him.
So they are going to have enough for the first down to keep the chains in line for the Jaguars. So now Blood and his offense ready to go back here. He's going to hand it off to his back right now. He's going to try and bounce out to the left side. Was number 24, Garley, on the run right there.
Well, it looks like the Prairie View secondary is getting very involved in the run fit, so hopefully they don't give up a big play off of play action.
So now Blood trying to hit his wide receiver, number 88, right there. That is Hogan Peak the 3rd on the reception right there for another first down for the Jaguars. And the Jaguars are moving this offense right down the field right now. This ball's handed off to number 9, Dylan, once again, and he's going to maybe get a tough 2 yards right there.
Good thing for Southern offense, they started off 3 of 3 in the passing game. Even though they might not be big plays, they have completed all the passes so far. So now Blood drop back in the shotgun formation, looking to take a shot downfield, and this one's just going to go out of bounds, well covered right there by number 6 for the Panthers, and that's going to be Mr. Ahmad Robinson, and these Panther corners going to be up to a challenge right now. They play a lot of man coming into this game, so we're going to see if the Blood and the Jaguars obviously can take advantage of that. Yeah, the biggest thing is just not giving up the big plays. If they don't lose those guys with the picks and the rubs that they run, I think the Panther secondary can be very successful. You got to watch out for 88, though, because he's about a 6'3", 6'4" kid that can go up and make some plays for him.
Yes, sir.
That's what they want to avoid right there.
Right there, leading that right there, getting the sack for the Panthers is number 91. That is Derek Ray Jr., and that's going to force a 4th down for the Jaguars, and they're going to bring out the punting unit.
And one of the things we talked about, they did get a couple of first downs, so that was good. Now let's see what kind of field position that Prairie View gets after this ball is kicked.
Just right there, you want to mention they tried to hit that big target wide receiver. Like I said, 6'3", they went to him 3 times in that last possession. And said was able to pick up 2 first downs, but this drive is going to stall as it's punt. It's going to take a Southern Jaguars bounce. It's going to go inside the 5 right now, and finally, smart cover right there in number 0, Brian Jenkins. Preferred going any deeper into his end zone, but a good punt right there.
But they end up getting a good roll the thing about it is he has to realize that the guy is kicking into the wind, so you don't have to line up as deep as you normally would. But the ball will roll 15 or 20 yards in Southern's favor, so hopefully next time he'll come up and make a play on the ball earlier than that.
So now the Panthers are kind of up to a challenge right now. Going to have this one inside their own 5, officially marked at their own 3-yard line. So now you got to travel the length of the field with 11 minutes and 36 seconds here in the first quarter of play. Your defense did a nice job of shutting down that Jaguars offense. So we're going to take a quick break. Remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Waller County Athletics and the Temple of Refuge Ministries.
This broadcast is being made possible by the support of the Prairie View Athletic Club. The Prairie View Athletic Club is a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics. For more information on becoming a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, send your email to pvathletic.club@gmail.com. That email address again is pvathletic.club@gmail.com. Prairie View Athletic Club, a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network, down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Panthers are going to get their first crack on here on offense inside their own 5-yard line. Ball officially spotted at their 3-yard line. Panthers up to a challenge, got to travel the length of the field to try and see if they can take the lead here. Conley is actually going to hand this out to Mr. Amon. He's going to hit on the outside. He's going to have enough for the first down. Probably going to be marked out of bounds. Probably got their own 12-yard line. So now the Panthers got a little bit more breathing room right there. And mentioned earlier, they established that running game right there. And now they're looking at a 1st and 10 now. Ball is spotted at their own 17-yard line. Conley, shotgun formation, going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep it right there. Just run up and just take a little smart dodge to avoid any other contact right there. Get a good positive gain, about 4 yards right there.
That was a good job by Conley, just reading the defensive end. The end crashed down on the running back, and he read it. Probably could have got down here a little bit sooner, but that's a good. Anybody will take 2nd and 5.
So now the Panthers are going to kind of take the times here on this. You see, when both teams do want to do a little hurry-up offense, but now the Panthers kind of got out of their own end zone. So now they can take some time and reassess things. Now looking at a 2nd and 6 now. Ball is spotted at the own 21-yard line. Shotgun formation for Conley. Conley's going to hand this off to Mr. Ahmad. And Ahmad's going to have enough for another first down for the Panthers.
That's a good job blocking, just old school power, pulling the backside guard with the kick-out block with the H-back. So that's just old school football. It's still spread, but they got back to run game and got a first down.
Able to pick up 8 yards right there. As Conley's going to fake the handoff here and just keeping himself. Just going to slide and pick up another positive yards right there. Picking up 5 yards right there. The Prairie View Panthers have shown themselves that they want to run the ball.
Yes, but the thing about it, if he dives forward, he gets a couple extra yards. So what they did, you notice they moved the ball back to where he started his slide instead of where he actually landed on the ground. So that's just another thing that he can do and maybe get down here. But he's reading it good so far. So the thing is, I'm pretty sure Coach Frederick talked to him about, hey, if you got the open read on the backside end, go ahead on and take it.
Yes, sir. As Conley just sends Mr. Brian Jenkins in motion, he's going to hand this off to Mr. Ahmad. Once again, and Mr. Ahmad's going to have enough for another first down, and Panthers have been able to move this ball down the field, especially with all running plays right now.
Haven't put the ball in the air yet, so don't be surprised if you see a play-action pass. Let's look and see what those safeties, if they start cheating closer to the box. Let's see if Coach goes up top. I would have my eyes on number 1 and 81 right here.
So Mr. Conley is off, is ready to go. Got 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Mr. Amon Antoine's in the back with him. Conley step back to pass. Has some time, so he's going to take a shot downfield. Has a man open, and that's going to be number 1. And that is connected with Mr. Samir Savage.
Man, this game is not hard. Once you establish the run game, that's going to happen all day. So I said the safety's going to start cheating down, and you notice they didn't have any free safety in the middle of the field because they saw that same run action about 6 plays in a row, and that safety saying, man, I got to get up there soon and make a tackle. So it's just easy football. Pitch and catch, great throw, great catch, and a great finish to the touchdown by the receiver.
So the Panthers go run heavy with the first 5 plays, and their first passing play connects from Trajan Conley to Samir Savage for the 60-yard plus touchdown, and the Panthers are on the board with the first lead into this game with the point at the Timbers up, and it's good by Villa Gomez. Panthers 7, the Jaguars 0. We're going to take a quick break. Remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
People often ask us, when will we develop an app? And I've been telling them all the time, we already have an app right at your fingertip. That app is 857-777-0000. Save this number on your favorites, put it on your speed dial, and every time there's a live broadcast, dial that number, 857-777-0000. Serving the community through faith and athletics, the Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Prairie Panthers have answered on their first drive, taking the lead, connecting from a 60-yard touchdown connection from Trajan Conley to Samir Savage. And now the Panthers are going to try to see if they can keep this Southern Jaguars under, at least like I said, they can try to control the game coming in so far. Like, you set the tempo early right now, but as a coach coming, you want to keep your foot on the gas and keep it on their necks, as they would say.
But one of the things that Prairie has to be wary of, most of the passes that Southern threw are very short passes, so they may try to fake one of those short passes and then take a deep shot, especially if their running game is getting shut down.
So now both teams are to the side right now for a quick break right now. They were set to go for a little bit. They had to take a little quick TV timeout. But, like I said, this is just how big of the game is. You have teams after the play ends. They're kind of pushing, shoving, going at it. That's how big this game is. And they're not letting anything get in the way of them. They're going to try and do anything they can to get a take advantage and just out-pick in the opponent's head.
Well, you got to hope it doesn't get to the point where the referees start maybe throwing a flag just to try to get things under control, and you have to hope it doesn't go against your team when they do start throwing penalties for the chippiness of the game. So just sort of keep an eye out for that.
Yes, so like I said, both teams have had a history of penalty issues coming into this game. So far, haven't had a penalty just yet. So we're going to see if both teams can try to even just play clean football here, you know. And like I said, and that's what they want to do. They want to keep their shots alive here in the West. Back deep for the Jaguars to receive the kick will be number 23, C.J. Russell, number 6, Kendrick Rhymes, standing about at their own 10-yard line. And to receive this one is going to be number 4 again for the Jaguars, and that is Darius Lawrence. And he's going to be wrapped up And
look at it again, number 7 and number 5 on the tackle again. So I think, look, there go the first personal foul right there, 45 for Prairie View.
Yes, we do have a late penalty marker coming in after the play from the side official. We're going to see what the call is. It looks like it's going to be going against Prairie View.
It was well after the whistle. I think he was passing by a guy and bumped into him a little bit harder than he should have. So we were just talking about that. And I talked to Coach McDowell, Coach Frederick. He said they ran those guys extra because of the penalties that they had, so maybe they need to run a little bit more.
Yes, sir. As you said, because anytime when you're averaging anywhere about 7 to 9 penalties a game and about 100 yards, that's not any good for your chances to win a game. So as Blood and his offense come back on here for a second try, he's going to hand this off, going to fake the handoff, looking to pass, going to make a nice move, going to hit the outside, trying to get away from the smothering Panthers defense, but to contain him right there was number 9, Keyshawn Johnson, and Blood was able to get back to the line of scrimmage right there.
Great pursuit by the defensive line. You know, he had 3 guys on him. He made the first guy miss, and the other guys from the inside out came to his rescue, and they end up 2nd and 10. So this way you want the Jaguars right now if you Prairie View on defense.
Nice contain job right there by the Panthers to stop them looking at a 2nd and 10 now. Blood is ready to go. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. Looking to pass, going to step in front of the pocket. Has his man connected for the first down, trying to make a move, and he's going to get back to the first down and about 2 more yards after right there, picking up 12 right there. Kind of was running north and south for a little bit. They went west and east, but able to get the first down right there.
And I think he's a former Prairie View player that transferred last year. He didn't go with Coach Dooley when they initially left. I think he just got here.
Now 1st and 10 now for the Jaguars. And as this pass is going to go to the running back, Dylan. And Dylan's maybe going to get a yard right there on the design halfback screen. So now the Jaguars looking at a 2nd and 9. Ball is spotted at the own 49-yard line. Jaguars trying to hurry things up here right now, trying to keep that defense for Prairie View guessing. Blood's got 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Panthers kind of pressing up on that line right now. We're going to see what the Blood tried to do. As Panthers sending a late blitz right there, as Blood just tried to get rid of it right there. Nice job by the Panthers on a late kind of blitz right there. What came in untouched.
Yeah, it's an easy blitz, especially when you're coming from the short side of the field. That defender doesn't have very far to run to get to the quarterback. Defensive end went inside. The running back, he really should have threw the ball to the running back on the swing route, but he had pressure, so he tried to throw it deep and was off target.
Coming in, applying the pressure was number 0, Rodney Johnson. So good job by Mr. Johnson to blow that play up right there. So now we're looking at a 3rd down and 9 now for the Jaguars. 7:02 remaining here in the first quarter, as we might have had a pre-snap jump early as Blood trying to look to pass. He's just going to step inside the pocket. Has an intended receiver right there, and that's going to draw a penalty marker. It should be a personal foul right there, so it might neglect everything as I said, things are going to be chipping up right now.
So it'll be 1st down for Southern on the pass interference call. Then they'll get 15 yards back for the personal foul.
So right there, the pass came up a little bit short.
Yes.
But he did what he did, came to Texas, which just came back to him. So there's nothing really the DP can do right there. But now we're going to see what is going to come up to. He came up shaking on the play right there was number 3 for the Panthers. That is Freddie Bird III. Okay, so we had a penalty marker here earlier for a low block, and we missed that one.
No, so the referee announced it wrong. Number 82 on the offense. So if it was offsetting penalties, you replay 3rd down with a 15-yard penalty against Southern.
Yes, sir. So now
it should be 3rd and about 23.
That is correct. So now the officials are getting it correct here as the ball is now going to be spotted at the Jaguars' own 34-yard line. So when you think that the Panthers kind of got bailed out for a little bit, the Jaguars got bailed out for a little bit, things just turned out, and now we're looking at a 3rd and 23 now for the Jaguars.
So be wary of a screen right here, maybe some type of screen to the receivers to the top or the tailback, or maybe even a tailback draw. You see that running back, see how far he's sitting behind the quarterback. So a lot of times when you see that in a passing situation, it's set up for a tailback draw.
Jaguars got to get all the way to the Prairie View's 38-yard line just to pick up a first down to keep the drive alive. So now Blood is going to hand this off to Dylan, and Dylan is just going to get stuffed and met immediately by a host of Panthers right there. Maybe he even lost a yard right there on the run. So now the Jaguars are just trying to play it safe right there. They want to take a shot downfield, and now they're going to bring out the punting unit once again.
Well, if you notice what Prairie View did, they went to almost a prevent type look. They had 3 guys already deep sitting at the first down mark, so it's pretty hard to throw the ball when you have guys. You got to go 20 yards. See, we need to bring out the return guys from Prairie View needs to come up probably about another 10 or 15 yards.
See, Jenkins is standing at about his own 20-yard line right now. 6:05 remaining here in the first quarter. 2 kick for the Jaguars will be number 45, Joshua Griffin, as Mr. Jenkins is just going to signal a fair catch. But the Panthers are going to get better starting field position here on their second drive here, starting at their own 27-yard line. So 5:54 remaining here in the first quarter. The Prairie Panthers are on top right now by a score of 7-0. We're going to take a quick break. Mind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Today's game is brought to you by the Panther Backers, proudly serving student athletes since 1995. Scholarships and student support has been the main focal point of the Panther Backers. Through consistent support from former athletes, dedicated alumni, and fellow donors, the Panther Backers have provided scholarship funds for several young men and women athletes at Prairie A&M University for the past 26 years. For more information on how to become a member, contact Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. That number again, 713-417-2090. You can also visit their website at www.pantherbackers.org. The Hill is where the heart is.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at A.W. Mumford Stadium, where the Panthers are going to take another shot here, leading right now 7-0.
Another good read by Conley.
It's going to just take this and bounce to the outside and just pick up positive yardage right there.
You see what I'm saying about the slide, though? If you look, he actually was down about the 35, but they moved the ball back 2 yards because he didn't go head first. And there's nobody close to hitting him, so go ahead on and dive forward, and you'll get those extra yards.
So Conley was able to pick up 6 yards to be exact right there on that scramble right there. So Conley is going to look the pass, has the intended receiver, and just going to be out of the outstretched hands for the intended receiver, number 10, Trajan Spiller. Conley tried to hit that one-on-one connection right there, but it's just outthrew just a bit too much.
Just a little bit. Like I said, you got to realize he has a wind at his back, so it's just one of those throws. A lot of times, look at, he has a height disadvantage. Sometimes it's better to throw that ball high and short and let your receiver, you may get a pass interference or he'll make a play over a guy that's tall.
So now the Panthers looking at a 3rd down and 4 now from their own 33-yard line. Conley's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right, an empty backfield. Kind of see that the Jaguars
they want to take a
timeout
right here. Timeout.
As the play clock went to the end, so that's going to be a delay of game.
They may have called a timeout just before that. I think once Southern lined up like they were about to blitz, it made them spend more time trying to get to the play that they really want to run against the blitz that they knew was coming.
Yeah, so right there, like I said, he had an empty look right there. Didn't like what he was going against, so the Panthers are going to take a timeout and talk things over here. Looking at a 3rd and 4 right now. We're going to stay right here. So now the game is kind of almost not just shifted just yet. The Panthers defense have came up strong so far, stopped the Southern offense their first 2 drives. How are you trying to teach and coach to that defense to, like I said, stay on top right now?
Yeah, just keep your focus. Don't give them big plays. If you don't give them big plays and make them have to earn it, it's going to be tough on the Jaguars.
I'm set to go here, teams. Make their way back onto the field. Conley set to go. Ahmad Antoine is in the backfield with him. He got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Signals Jenkins in motion now. Takes the ball. He's just going to take this and run to it, and now he's going to have enough for the 1st down. He's going to fly forward and pick it up exactly what the Panthers needed right there and spin this drive once again.
So what happened? But after the timeout, Southern was showing blitz. They changed, and they got out of that blitz look and went back to a cover 2 look. Now that makes it easy for any running play if you see cover 2 or cover 4.
So Conley was able to scramble all the way up to about his own 49-yard line, so that's where the Panthers have this to keep this drive alive. So this Trayvon Spiller in motion. Just going to hand this off to Mr. Ahmad Antoine. And Ahmad Antoine is maybe going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
One of the things you'll see with Southern, once you start getting some 1st downs on them, they'll start sending some 5- and 6-man pressures.
So far, the Panthers have been able to run this ball and stick to their running attack, their true identity. We're going to see what they have in store. See if they can add on to this lead right now. 4:10 remaining here in the 1st quarter. Panthers leading on top right now by a score of 7-0. They have the ball right now, 2nd and 10. Conley steps up in the pocket, looking to pass, trying to shake off one defender, and the ball's going to come loose, and the ball's going to be in the hands of the Southern Jaguars. And the first turnover goes to the Jaguars, and they're going to have this one with good field position starting at the Prairie Panthers 49-yard line.
The bad part about it, he missed a guy that was wide open in his face coming from the boundary. If he gets that guy the ball, he may score again. He just didn't see it. I think he was reading from the field side first and didn't see the pursuit coming from the backside once he started scrambling with the football.
Well, I guess you can kind of say maybe got a little happy because this is the most Conley has been able to run all year, so he tried to create another big play with his legs right there, but just got burnt right there, and the ball came loose, and the Jaguars have it now with the 1st and 10. We have a new quarterback in the play right now. This ball's going to be handed off to the running back, Mr. Dillon. Mr. Dillon's going to have enough for the 1st down, picking up about 14 yards right there. Finally pushed out of bounds by a host of Panthers, and now in leading it back for the quarterback now for the Jaguars is going to be number 15, Noah Bowden.
It is actually Bowden. He's a guy that transferred from Grambling. A lot of Panther SWAC fans may remember Bruce Eugene. Bruce Eugene was his high school coach. That's how he ended up going to Grambling. And he didn't see eye to eye with the coaches there, and now he's here. And like I say, this may be just a spark for the Jaguars. He may not have to throw a ball, but the fact that he's in the game is going to give them a spark and even some of these fans.
So the ball's going to be handed off to Mr. Dillon once again, and Mr. Dillon is maybe going to get about 3 yards right there on the carry. So now the Jaguars are trying to see if they can create some points after that just converted turnover right there.
I tell you what, this kid has an arm too, so don't be surprised if he tries to show it off soon.
They don't want to fall asleep right there and just into the running game. So now Bowden is ready to go here. You got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Dillon's still in the backfield with him. 2:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Singing a man's in motion. As the ball's going to take the hand. He's going to hand it off to Dylan once again. And now you got Dylan, number 6 on the carry now. That is Kendrick Rhymes. So Kendrick Rhymes able to pick up the first down with his legs right there.
And like I said, you got a little spark. Hadn't thrown a pass yet. Offensive line back a little bit better. They getting a little bit more tempo, so hopefully they can try to make something happen with this kid in the game.
Jaguars are in field goal territory right now, but I'm pretty sure they want to at least put 7 up on the board right now. As Jaguars looking to pass, as he's going to go to Rhymes once again on a halfback screen, trying to keep his feet inbound, and he's going to do so just then, but picking up that first down, doing so as well, picking up 12 yards on the catch and run right there. And the Jaguars are threatening to score in the red zone territory right now.
And the thing about it, they had a defensive lineman that read the play perfectly, but couldn't make the play. So that was a good call, throwing the screen back into the boundary versus that defense.
So now the Jaguars are at the Panthers' 12-yard line. Single man in motion down the shotgun formation. He's just going to hand this off to Rhymes once again, and Rhymes is going to get about 5 yards right there on the carry.
This is a pretty easy read for the quarterback. If the cornerback runs with motion, they're going to run the ball. If the cornerback doesn't run, they're going to throw the screen to the field.
So now we're looking at a 2nd and 5 now for the Jaguars. He's going to hand it off to Rhymes once again. Rhymes step arm, and he's going to stretch, and he's going to be in for the touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run by Rhymes, and now the lead cuts down just a more with the point at the attempt. So now, with 52 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, the Jaguars have turned turnover points into points right now and cut into that lead. But the point at the attempt to be kicked by Joshua Griffin. We're going to see how these teams can start to play clean football as the Jaguars are able to get the first turnover into this contest and able to turn it into points. We're going to see how the Panthers can answer now, just giving up the points. They had a chance to put your foot on the gas some more, and you just kind of just stall right there. Now you got the opponent. They're still in the contest right now.
Well, like you say, think about it. Look at where they got the ball. Anytime they start around the 20, they hadn't had much success. But you get the ball at the 50-yard line, it's probably about a 50% chance you're going to score. If you get it at the 20-yard line, it's probably about a 25 to 30%. So it's a big difference. The closer you start to the goal line, the more the chance that you are going to score, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. They go up greatly.
As the point at the attempt was successful, there is a penalty marker on the play. So, unsportsmanlike conduct. So now, we're going to keep it right here until we see that this is situated.
I think it was an offside on Prairie, and they let the play continue, which they should have stopped the play because it was offside and the offensive lineman moved. So we'll see where they stop the ball, where they have to kick off from, whether it was a personal foul included.
So now the kicking units are coming out on the field right now. The Panthers are just trying to take control back of this game. Seems like they had it for a second, momentum was in their favor, and then that costly turnover right there gave the Jaguars great field position, and the Jaguars just capitalized on it. So that keeps for the Panthers standing at their own 2-yard line is going to be number 0, Brian Jenkins, and number 31, that is Jalen Stanford.
Brian Jenkins is exciting with the ball in his hand. His dad was actually an All-American punt returner and kick returner in his collegiate days.
So Griffin's kick going to be maintained by Jenkins once again. Jenkins trying to hit the outside, trying to find some room to run. He's going to have a good return right here. Banks off for tackles. Bounces out to the outside. Has blockers at the 30, at the 50. Trying to find the follow his blockers back. Is going to cross into Jaguar territory and going to be tackled at the Southern 35-yard line. And that's where the Panthers are going to get this now.
Field position. If they score, well, if they get the ball, if they get one first down, they're in field goal range. Actually, with this kid, he's already in field goal range with the wind at his back, too.
So now the Panthers have great field position to start here.
Don't be surprised if you see a play-action pass or a trick play right here.
37 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Scores all tied at 7 apiece here. Conley going to just hand this off to Mr. Antoine. And Antoine's going to get about 2 yards right there.
Good play by Southern's defensive tackle to fight off that double team and still make the play. But they may let this clock run out and go into the second quarter instead of rushing the play.
Prairie come out making a quick substitution. Going to try and get one more play off here. 8 seconds later, he's going to hand it off to Antoine once again. Antoine's going to keep those feet churning and get about 3-4 yards right there on the carry. So now the Panthers are looking at a 3rd and 5, and that's going to do it for one.
And I don't know if you saw the end of that play. The kid, number 7 from Southern, grabbed the guy from Prairie face mask, and then the guy from Prairie knocked his hand, and they let that slide. So now moving forward, the guy from Prairie may be thinking, man, they didn't call anything, and he saw the guy grabbing my face mask. So hopefully it doesn't, come back to bite him when he does retaliate. Which, it's hard to tell a kid not to do anything, but as a player, you have to expect those types of things to happen during a football game.
So we're going to take a break here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where we have the Southern Jaguars and the Prairie Panthers tied at 7. We're going to be right back. Remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Join us each and every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, for a word of encouragement from the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Simply dial 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom, one soul at a time. Temple of Refuge Ministries, Prairie View, Texas.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in Baton Rouge at Mumford Stadium, where we are all tied at 7 apiece here. Remind you that this broadcast being brought to you by the Prairie Athletic Club, the Panther Backers, and the Temple of Refuge Ministry. So far, 1 quarter done. And you're looking at 7 apiece, but from the Prairie standpoint, you had a chance to open this thing up right now. What's the message that you're preaching to them right now?
They were clearly in control of the game, so I'm pretty sure they probably telling the offense guys, look, man, if we don't turn it over and make it a short field for our defense, we'll be fine. Then at the same time, Southern has changed quarterback, so they have to make sure they slow the tempo down and stop the run until he shows that he can throw the ball down the field. It's like I say, I've seen the kid before and know that he can, but the thing is, you may have to give him some different looks to confuse him because of the arm that he has, but he is a young guy.
So one of the things that we talked about before the game was reducing penalties. So far, the Panthers have kind of been playing a little bit sloppy. We're going to see if they can clean that up. But right now, they're looking at good starting field position right here. Looking at a 3rd and 5 right now. Ball is spotted at the Southern Jaguars 30-yard line. So they are maybe in the Gomez field goal territory, but we're going to see if they can try and keep this drive alive and try and end this drive with 7 at least.
You see now Southern is definitely blitzing right here, so somebody has to win one-on-one for the Panthers.
So now Conley drop backs the pass, has the intended receiver, but it's going to be incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver was number 16. That was Chris Herron. So now that's going to bring up a 4th and 5 now. We're going to see what the Panthers elect to do right now as they are sending out the field goal unit to try and attempt this 47-yard field goal.
And the thing about it, once again, it doesn't help you if you overthrow a guy. That back shoulder throw is there because Southern is playing bump and run.
So now the kick is up, and it's going to be short. So what's kicking against the wind right there. So now the Jaguars are going to have this one and have a chance to take the momentum back and prove this game right now. So the 46-yard field goal from Villa Gomez came up short. So now there'll be a turnover on downs, and the Southern Jaguars offense still leading them right now is going to be number 15, Noah Budden. So now Budden is going to try and see if he can stay and keep that spark that the Jaguars also definitely needed that last drive.
So now if you look at it, Prairie View is going more to a cover 3 look, a run-stopping defense. So look at the arm.
So Budden has an open wide receiver, and he's trying to keep it alive, but not after picking up about 30 yards right there on the reception, connecting to number 2, Mr. Allen, and now Southern's in Prairie View territory. Ball officially spotted at Prairie View's 35-yard line.
Yeah, people going to be saying he should have been playing.
So now this one's going to be a quick hitter. He's finally thrown out of bounds. Completed to number 19, Chandler Whitfield. And Whitfield was maybe able to get about 6 yards on that reception right there. So now Southern Jaguars are threatening and moving this ball down the field.
Yeah, I mean, they just had a mayoral race in Baton Rouge, and if this kid keeps moving the ball like that, he can be the mayor of the city.
So now we're looking at a 2nd and 4 now for the Jaguars. So the man in motion is going to hand this off to the tailback, and he's just trying to follow his blockers, and that was number 6, Rhymes. And Rhymes is going to maybe get a yard right there. We got some whistles coming in, some more pushing and shoving going in after the play.
One of Prairie View's players is down on Southern sideline, and it looks like he's actually injured. But some of the Southern players were gathered around him like something more to it was going on, but I don't think they knew that the kid was injured.
So as the Prairie View athletic team rushes over to attend to the injured Prairie View player, we're going to take a quick break and stay tuned right there. We'll be right back after this.
The Prairie View Athletic Club has been serving and supporting student-athletes since 1986. This group of volunteers believe in supporting and the motto that Prairie View produces productive people. For more information on how you can become part of this winning team, simply dial 936-857-5817. Every time you support the Prairie View Athletic Club, you are supporting Prairie View Athletics, and it is also tax deductible. So once again, for more information on how to become a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, simply dial 936-857-5817. Who you rooting for? PVU.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the injured Panther on the field right there was number 6, Ahmad Robinson, and Mr. Robinson slowly making his way off the field right now, not able to get off on his own power. So we're going to make sure, hopefully he's able to try and make a return back into this team, into this game. So now we're looking at 13:42 here in the second quarter. The Jaguars are looking at a 3rd and 3 right now. Ball is officially spotted at the Panthers' 28-yard line. The Raiders resume back into play. Budden looking to the sideline. He has 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Rhymes in the backfield with him. Coming late blitz by the Panthers, and broken up well right there was number 46, Kenan Jones, on the late blitz.
Good job for him coming in and getting his hands up, knocking the ball down. Now you had the Jaguars trying to field goal. This is well within this kid's range.
So now the Jaguars are going to send out their field goal unit with Joshua Griffin to attempt the 45-yard field goal to try and take their first lead in the game.
The last time I was here for a game, he made a 54-yarder to send the game in overtime.
Kick is up, and it is no good.
Like I say, distance is never an issue with that kid. And you look at it, it looked like it was real close. So that's the story of that kid, you know.
Had the distance, but just went to the left. So now it's going to be a huge game for special teams right now. Both teams have missed a field goal to take the lead, and now the Panthers are going to get another shot at it to try and add on to the lead for themselves. We're going to stay right here, and it's going to go over these first quarter stats right now. The Panthers were able to control the ball for 5 minutes, able to pick up a one third down conversion. Each team had a penalty for 15 yards going against them, so they had a chance to play some cleaner football right there. And also that one key turnover right there in the game so far against Prairie that turned into 7 for the Jaguars. And the Panthers have a total of 123 offense of yards, 60 through the air and 63 on the ground. And leading them on the carry right now is, shockingly right now, Trajan Conley. But he's the one that came up with a costly turnover right there. So he's been able to have 5 attempts for 33 yards, and right behind him was Mr. Ahmad Antoine with 6 carries and 31 yards. So Panthers have been able to run the ball effectively so far.
Yeah. If you think about their first drive, they pretty much ran it until they went for the touchdown. So they're getting everything they want. If you don't have that turnover, they probably still going down the field. So now it's a situation where you have to get back to what you were doing successfully, get you a couple first downs. Then you have to know that once you get a first down or 2, Southern is going to be blitzing. So you got to take advantage of Southern's defense in some of those one-on-one situations when they do blitz.
So far, Southern has able to pick up 7 first downs, have a total of 78 of total offense right now. And they've been able to control the clock right now, that first quarter. They were able to control it for 9 minutes and 26 seconds, but failed to pick up a 3rd down that entire first quarter. So as we get ready to resume back into play, the Panthers are going to have this one starting at their own 28-yard line. Conley's going to hand this off to Ahmad Antoine, and Ahmad's going to maybe get a yard right there.
I almost got out of there, but like I say, Southern's defensive linemen are doing a good job. They didn't give them anything.
As we got some quick substitutions coming in for the Panthers. Looking over to the sideline, we're going to see if they maybe try to get their momentum back and kind of get back into some hurry-up offense right now.
So if you look at it, it's one-on-one up top, so you may get a throw up top.
So Conley's going to hand this off to Antoine once again, and Antoine's going to hit the outside block right there, and he's just keep those feet turning right there. This play is still not dead, and getting the extra push from his offensive line might be a yard short right there of the first down, depending on the mark.
This referee down here is giving it to him. Yep.
So he did have enough for the first down. Credit to the offensive line by the Panthers right there, pushing Mr. Antoine and getting him that extra lift right there. Looked like he only got 3 yards right there, but pushed him another 6 6 yards for the 9 needs to get the first down.
Like I said, old rugby scrum, that's what they call that play. Everybody line up and push each other.
So 1st and 10 now for the Panthers. Conley drop backs the pass, has the intended receiver connecting with his wide out, and maybe he's gonna have enough for the first down. Picked up 15 right there. If he's gonna lose the ball for a second, he kind of came out at the end right there.
That's the same play that he missed on the same route where he missed on the play that he fumbled. Same exact route concept.
It's connected right there with Chris Simmons right there, as Conley is going to take this one and just run and slide ahead for about 8 yards right there for the scramble. We do have a stoppage in the play as an injured Panther is on the field right there, and that looks like it's going to be number 78, Jalen Cooper, that comes up limping right now. He's still on the floor, still on the ground right now. So
I tell you what, on that play, your dad and I were talking about midline, and that was a perfect example of midline because those defensive tackles were doing a good job of getting off the double team. What they did is read the defensive tackle. The defensive tackle came down and took the running back, and you saw Conley go straight downfield for an 8-yard gain. So 2nd and 2, you in plus territory. Let's see what the Panthers decide to do when they come back out on offense. You know, we'll keep our fingers crossed for the young man that's down. But it looked like he got rolled up on pretty good. I hadn't seen the replay, but usually when you see a lineman down right by the ball, somebody from the opposite side of the field usually falls on that leg.
So far, Conley's been able to run the ball effectively with his legs. Hasn't been able to do that all year, but so far has been able to have a nice balance attack. So we're going to see what he has in store for the rest of this game, as we're going to take a quick break due to the injury time. I'll remind you, you're all listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Walnut County Athletics, the Prairie Athletics, and the Temple of Refuge Ministries. We'll check that. We're going to stay right here. He's able to finally get up on his feet, but needing some help with his teammates. As again, the injured Panther was number 78, Jalen Cooper. So we're going to hope that the Panthers can get him back. Just like him, the Panthers have done a nice job of protecting Conley and opening up lanes for this running attack so far. So don't want to see an important lineman go down, especially this late and crucial in the game when everything is needed.
The other thing is, too, the Panthers are giving their defense a good rest while this drive is going on. So hopefully they can get some points out of it, at least 3. They're going into the win, so that means they probably have to get to the 20-yard line as opposed to the 25.
Yes, sir, because Villa Gomez came up short on that 46-yard field goal. That is about his range, but the wind has kind of picked up here, so it's not going to be so much at an advantage point kicking down from our right to left for kickers into this game. So as we get set to go here, we got 11 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The Jaguars and Panthers are tied at 7 apiece. We remind you, we'll thank our sponsors, the Prairie Athletic Club, serving student athletes since 1986. For more information on how to become a member, dial 936-857-5817. The Panther Backers, serving student athletes since 1995. For more information on how to become a member, contact Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. And the Temple of Refuge Ministries. Remember, you can always listen live each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, dialing 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. As Conley and his offense ready to go here, going to fake the handoff to Mr. Antoine. And Conley's going to keep it himself. Maybe could have kept it to Antoine, but he's going to have enough for the first down right there to keep the drive alive.
Yep. You don't see that many measurements anymore. I guess with many games being on TV, they trying to keep the flow of the game going. That could have easily been a chance for them to pull out the change to see if they did get the first down, but the Panthers will take it.
So now the ball is officially spotted at the southern 35-yard line. Conley in the shotgun formation, got 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Conley signals Jenkins in motion. He's going to hand take the handoff. It's going to connect to Jenkins. And Jenkins just trying to keep those feet turned on the catch and run. And they're going to have about 5 yards on that catch and run right there.
Good design play, trying to get a playmaker the ball. Southern actually did a pretty decent job of defending that. That's a hard play to defend because he started on one side of the formation and ended up way on the other side, coming out the backfield like a bootleg action.
Kind of like the look that he got right there. Didn't get the initial man cover, so he just hit the Jenkins right there to pick up. We're going to say he got 6 yards right there, so now we're looking at a 2nd and 4. Conley's just going to hand this off to the new running back right now for the Panthers, and that's going to be number 27. That is Mr. Jameer Brooks, as, again, these running back by committee Panthers, as the Panthers are to pick up a first down right there, keep the drive alive once again.
And you look at the defensive lineman for Southern is in Prairie View's backfield arguing with a guy. So, like you say, keep an eye on it, see if it leads to a big penalty for the Jaguars down the line that Prairie View can take advantage of. All right.
Now this play is going to be blown up, trying to hand it off to Brooks once again, but number 92, Mr. Gibbons, were able to blow that up and get for a loss of yardage right there.
Remember what we talked about earlier, when Prairie View starts getting first downs, on first down, they're going to blitz them. So that's a perfect example of once you start getting, look, you got a guy wide open.
Has a man open downfield, and that is Shamir Savage.
Yeah, he was down when he caught the ball.
Shamir Savage is going to be about 2 yards short after the catch. Say his knee was down, was wide open in the middle of the field. So nice read by Conley, just sitting down and just sitting in the pocket, and Samir just sat in the zone, and no one was in route of him for about 5 yards right there.
But that's why making an accurate throw is more important than having a strong arm. So if he obviously was down, but where did they spot the ball? But if that's a good throw, Prairie View is first and goal. But it was a great read, just probably could have had a better execution of the throw. That's a great job by Conley, though.
So the officials are going to take another look at it, because this is not through the NFL where you can get up and go back and run. After your knee is down, they're going to mark you down. So they're going to see if Samir Savage's knee was actually down right there on the play, because if it wasn't, he had enough for the first down and then some. So now we're going to take a stoppage. That's going to stop the clock at 8:41 as the Panthers are either going to be looking at a 3rd and 2 or 1st and goal. As one of the Panthers coming in wearing the gold looks with the gold helmets with the white tops and the white bottoms, as the home team Southern Jaguars come with the white helmets, the gray uniforms, gray tops and white bottoms. It's a huge game right now. Both teams are sitting at 4 and 2 in the West right now. So some scoring updates. Bethune-Cookman has came back and took the lead over Alabama A&M by a score of 17-14 with 7 minutes and 46 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Alabama State is leading Mississippi Valley State by a score of 14-3 with 9:32 to go in the second quarter. Florida A&M and Lincoln are set to kick off at 10 p.m. later on today. Grambling came out victorious on Friday by a score of 43-14. So we just got it in as Shamir Savage's knee was down, so it's going to be a 3rd and 2 now. So Grambling was victorious by a score of 43-14 over Arkansas Pine Bluff. And to complete the SWAC, tomorrow Alcorn State will head down to Texas Southern, and they would try to clash off right there. So now we're looking at a 3rd and 2 now for Conley and his Prairie offense. He's got a tight rush right there.
Double barrel blitz by the Jaguars. I mean, they're going to bring 2 linebackers up the middle.
He's going to hand this off to Antoine, and Antoine is maybe getting back to a line of scrimmage right there. So it's going to bring up a 4th down right now. We're going to see if they decide to bring out the field goal unit once again.
Well within range. But that was a good job by the free safety, number 7, filling the alley. They had everybody blocked. If that kid doesn't make that tackle, it's a touchdown for the Panthers.
So now Dylan Gomez is going to attempt his second field goal of the game. It's going to be a 30-yard field goal. So it should be a little bit easier for Dylan Gomez as the kick is up. And it is good. So the Panthers take the lead right back now, leading 10-7 here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Panthers finally are back on the lead right now. They had a slow start coming to after they had that turnover. So now you got things back into your favor. Kind of got the momentum back.
Yeah, you were able to move the ball down the field, and like you say, one play you're away from being first and goal. Great play by the defense. You would have scored a touchdown on that run, but, that's college football. Sometimes, like Coach used to say, those guys on scholarship too. 7 is a real good football player. I really like watching him play, but at the same time, Prairie missed a good opportunity to finish that drive off or put themselves up 14-7 instead of 10-7.
So Prairie adds on to the lead now, 10-7. Mind you, Prairie will get the ball to start off the second half of football. So we're going to see if the Panthers can try to add on to the lead and just build on that momentum right now. You need another stop coming from your defense. So far, you've been able to hold the Jaguars offense. They did make a quick substitution at quarterback play, and so far it looks like that's been a good move by the Jaguars.
Yeah, I think it provided a spark. I think a lot of people wanted to see that, not only the fans, but some of the guys on the team haven't been to watch them play in person. You can see the body language. And, the kid got a chance. They move the ball. Don't be surprised if they go play action pass or one of those where he fakes it and they run the wheel route again because it was wide open.
And it seems like I said, that offense looks a lot more explosive for the Jaguars. They were able to get back to that running game. Haven't really seen them shot downfield with the passing game really just yet. But when you got good field position, there's no need to try and force anything downfield, So now, as the teams are set to go here, kickoff, remind you that this is a huge, important game right now. The winner has a chance to keep their chances alive and have a chance to come out winning the West. You still need a lot more to happen down later on, but this is a huge game right here. You can control your own destiny.
I think if you talk to the coaches, they really don't care about all the other stuff that's going on. You just want to win this game for both fan bases, for the guys on your team. Like I say, it's big. You can't understate that for the fact that, you still have a chance to remain alive, but the biggest thing is winning what you have in front of you right now.
So now we're going to see what the Jaguars offense have in store right now, trailing for the second time in this game, but still in it, have a chance to take the lead back here on this drive. They could come out with a touchdown. So as the Gomez kick, that's going to be a short kick and maintained by the Jaguars. Going to hit the outside, has some room to run, get into his own 40, makes a move, cuts back, now trying to still make something out of nothing. Was able to cut back into his own 40 and went north and south for a little bit, then went back going east and west, but finally tackled at his own 42-yard line. But we do have a penalty marker here on the play.
Yeah, the thing is, the reason why he was able to get to the edge on this side, obviously they were holding a contained man. So let's see exactly what it was. They shouldn't have this long a discussion when it was obvious as to what happened.
So far, it has been a better football game, you should say. Both teams have not really committed many penalties coming up, leading to where we are right now. So we're going to see if the Panthers can use that penalty right there, because the Jaguars had a chance to get some good starting position right there, but now they're going to be backed up all the way to their own 26-yard line.
Yeah, like I say, if they would have got the ball where he went down originally, their chance of scoring goes up. So now let's see what they're going to come out with. What's going to be the Panthers' defensive adjustment? Are they going to go more to a cover 2 look? So now you see, this is a bad thing right now. Southern fans, they put the starting quarterback in and the fans are booing. So that's not something you want to be a part of. But, you know, everybody has a right to their opinion. But, you know, I wouldn't boo a kid that's in college.
So back in at quarterback for the Jaguars is number 1. That's Harold Blood, and have another penalty marker on the play right now. Just as I was trying to give them credit for playing clean football, we have some more penalty markers building up right now.
Snap penalty. The other thing, what may have happened when you change quarterbacks, the quarterbacks have different snap counts, so the way that they use their voice. So that may have thrown some guys off because now you have your starter back in, which shouldn't be an issue, but that can happen when you switch quarterbacks from time to time. It happens in the NFL. College snap counts are different.
So now the Jaguars look at a 1st and 15. Blood looking to pass. Has an intended receiver right there, and that ball's going to be completed. That is number 19, Chandler Winfield on the reception right there. And he's deep in Prairie territory now. Ball is going to be marked at the Panthers' 41-yard line.
Not that I'm biased, but I'm happy for that kid after getting booed to come in and make a throw like that. That's real big for him. Cornerback just fell asleep down here, and actually that's not the starter. And, you know, he's in for someone else, so they probably noticed that, hey, their starter is not in. Let's test this kid early.
So now this ball's handed off to Rhymes, the tailback, and he's going to maybe get about 2 yards right there.
So now you see the starter is back in the game. He looked like he had a knee issue. It's wrapped up now, so hopefully it doesn't affect his play.
As Blood looks to pass and tried to catch number 19, Chandler Winfield, on the design screenplay right there, but Prairie had two defenders right in Blood's place right there, so to blow that play. So now
great edge pressure. That's what we call that. A lot of times you see it, like I say, once again, it's coming out of the boundary. Guys don't have long to run to get pressure on the quarterback.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8 now for the Jaguars. The clock stopped at 6:42 here in the second quarter. Blood has 2 receivers to his left. Now he's signals with 1 receiver that was on his right in motion. Blood has to snap. Steps back. Now he's going to step in front of the pocket, have some room to run, and he's going to be finally tackled. It's going to bring up a 4th down. Tackle him on the play right there was number 47 for the Panthers. And that was.
Let's see if they go field goal or. All right. They're within field goal range.
So that was Prairie on the tackle right there. So we're going to see what the Jaguars decide to do right here. They are looking like they're going to keep the offense out on the field right now. Look like they might be in field goal range right now. Might try and get the Panthers to jump off sides. That's what the Panthers have to try and be smart right now, but it looks like the play clock's rolling down. The Southern Jaguars are going to take a timeout to talk things over right now. So we're going to take a quick timeout. Remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
How you doing? It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. People often ask us, how can they enjoy our daily content that we provide at the network? Well, there are several ways you can do so. You can first go to the website at obnradio.com. Once you get to the website, there is a 24-hour stream that you can listen to. And in the event that there's a live game going on, you can listen by clicking the Listen Live link or by dialing 857-777-0000.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mumford Stadium here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. As the Jaguars looking at a 4th and 3, and they're going to keep the offense out on the field right now. He's going to have enough for the first down, trying to hit the outside, shaking defenders, has 1 defender to beat, but he's probably going to be contained, stopped at the 10-yard line of the Panthers. We do have a penalty marker coming in late after the play right there.
Well, Prairie looked like they slammed the guy out of bounds, and then Southern's guy came over and pushed the guy.
So it was an unsportsmanlike conduct against the Panthers. And on that last carry for the Jaguars was number 24. That was Mr. Gary Giles. And he was able to pick up the first down. So now the Jaguars are in red zone territory. And this ball's going to be handed off to a Wildcat formation. And that looks like that was Rhymes. And he's going to be in for the touchdown. And the Jaguars come back and answer from the Prairie field goal and take a lead.
Yeah, they brought in a jumbo package with the running back at quarterback and just ran a simple power. They were not quite set, but it is what it is. That's going to happen in college football. Referees not perfect, players not perfect. So hopefully, like I said, they can come back and make an adjustment to stop that run, because Southern still hadn't hurt them. That one long pass, but they really hadn't hurt them in the passing game. But they did put the starting corner back in the game. So they got the ROTC is on the field while the players are being ready. They're supposed to do that after the field, after the PAT.
They kind of got a little beside themselves right there. So as the officials finally get them off the field just to get that point out there, Tim. Southern Jaguars trying to add on to the lead, and the kick is up.
Okay.
And it is good. A low-line drive kick right there by Griffin. So he was able to go through. So now the Jaguars are leading by a score of 14-10 over the Prairie A&M Panthers right now. So the Jaguars come back and answer after the Panthers came back and put up a 30-yard field goal to take the lead. I want to remind you, the winner of this game will improve to 5-2 in the West and have a chance to keep their hopes alive. If they can somehow have Texas Southern come out victorious against Alcorn State, that game will be played tomorrow at 2 p.m. I remind you to take this time to thank our sponsors. The Prairie Athletic Club serving the student athletes since 1986. The Panther Backers serving student athletes since 1995. And the Symbol of Refuge Ministries. Remind you, you can always listen live each and every Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time by dialing 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. As you can hear the band, Southern band, getting that home crowd right back into the game, and it seems like Southern Jaguars have taken the momentum right back, and this has been a back-and-forth game so far. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be giving you the kickoff. Remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Join us daily for Southwestern Athletic Conference and Prairie View A&M University Panthers coverage on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. By far, we are the only network in the community that is providing this type of coverage each and every day for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. Don't forget, you can join in on the website at obnradio.com. Click on the 24-hour stream, listen to content that way, or you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Jaguars have just came back and taken the lead, leading by a score of 14-10 now. Here in the second quarter, we have 5:34 remaining. The Panthers will get the ball to start the second quarter, so we're going to see if the Panthers can get this ball here and start and try and take some time off the clock, at least, and with at least 3.
Well, they have plenty of time to get a drive going and score before the half, so I don't think they're going to try to sit on it. They're going to score as fast as possible.
As this kick is going to bounce out of the end zone and going to be a touchback, and the Panthers are going to get this one starting at their own 25-yard line.
See what kind of drive they can put together.
Like so far, they've been able to have that running attack like they've been wanting to, and taking the shot well downfield when it was there. They haven't thrown the ball much in this contest so far, but there is no need to when you've been able to run the ball effectively like they have.
Yeah, let's see if they go back to that midline or that power run game that they had some success with earlier.
So now Conley was able to bounce back from the turnover that he committed earlier from the fumble. We're going to see if he can bounce back and try to answer the Southern Jaguars score right there. So this ball's going to be handed off to Mr. Antoine, and Antoine is going to get about a yard right there on the carry right there. So we're looking at a 2nd and 9 now.
But see, you saw the end of the play. The 91 from Southern got up and just shoved the guy from Prairie, and there was no call. So you just got to keep on saying over and over, keep an eye on stuff like that. But he's playing a wonderful game. That's probably about his 4th or 5th tackle, and then that's who they're reading on the midline. So I was surprised they didn't go back. They haven't to the midline. They having a tough time blocking that kid.
Now 2nd and 9 for Trajan Conley in his offense. Conley's going to pull it back at the last second, did at the right time, and once again he's going to slide and get about 5 yards right there. Mentioned earlier, maybe if he just dives forward, he gets a little bit more extra yards right there. So now we're looking at a 3rd down and 5, 3rd depending on the spot. So it's a 3rd down and 4 now for the Panthers.
And that's the thing, man. Your teammates look at you differently if you get that 1st down. So he's got to be willing to dive forward and get those extra yards at the end of those plays. That was a great read on his part, but he's got to get that 1st down for the rest of his team.
Yeah, kind of pulled it out there last second because there was a Southern defender right there that blew that through that right there, but was able to get positive yards. He was looking at negative yards. So now we're looking at a 3rd down and 4 now for Trajan Conley and his Prairie offense. The ball is spotted at his own 31-yard line. We do have a stoppage in the play right now. Looks like the Panthers may try and call a timeout right there.
But like I say, every time Southern lines up in that blitz look, they end up getting a personal foul because they it's almost like you need to have a play that you can just check to right now. We know when they give us this blitz look, this is what we're going to. But they are trying to check to a play and just taking too long to get to it.
So now the clock stops at 4:07, and Panthers have to burn their 2nd timeout in this first half of play right now. You have a chance to keep the drive alive. You can pick up 4 yards right there, but you want to try and keep this drive alive and don't want to get that ball back to Southern, who still has 2 timeouts remaining in a half. They have a chance to try and add on to the lead and just build up on that momentum.
They got 2 timeouts and momentum. Now let's see the Southern back out of their blitz look, or do they still keep the blitz on? So now it looks like they're running a blitz up the middle now.
So now we get ready to resume back in the play.
Should have somebody wide open in the middle. There we go.
Going to be connected to Brooks on the halfback. There was no one in sight of Mr. Brooks, and he's going to have it up for the 1st down.
Yeah, he took a wicked shot right there.
Trajan Conley comes up, shaking up on the play after right there. It looks like it is going to be a roughing the passer going against the Jaguars. So just like that, the Panthers were able to pick up the 1st down, and then they get a much-needed added 15 after. So now you're threatening. You're going to be in Jaguar territory, officially spotted at the 19 now. So now you want to maybe take a little bit more time off. No need to rush things. You're already in field goal territory.
Well, that was a good call by Coach, a good read by Connolly. Gave the guy a chance to catch the ball and keep moving. He didn't throw it behind him. Like I say, that was good by everyone involved. And the Jaguars now going to have to figure out how they're going to cover that back out of the backfield when they run that double barrel blitz. But we knew either the middle of the field was going to be wide open or the back out of the backfield. That time he took the back out.
So the clock continues to run down because he wasn't able to get out of bounds. So now we're looking at a 1st and 10 down for the Panthers on the halfback screen. On the jet sweep. And that's going to be in for the 19-yard touchdown run right there. Was number 6. Mr. Jaquan Broomfield on the jet sweep right there. And the Panthers just came back and answered the Jaguars touchdown with a touchdown of their own.
Man, like I say, man, you can't ask for much more than that in a game like this. It's really 2 mirror teams, if you think about it. You know, hadn't lived up to the expectations that they had. Up and down quarterback play, defense play good at times. You can run the ball at times. Both teams penalize a lot. So, like I say, it's almost like watching the inter-squad scrimmage when you have these 2 teams going against each other.
So Villa Gomez kick is up, and it's good. So with 3:21 remaining here in the 2nd quarter, the Panthers have came back and taken the lead once again. Now 17-14. It's pretty much just been a back-and-forth game so far, and that's all you can expect from here on out.
Yeah, and let's see who the Southern come back with at quarterback. If they go back with Biden or if they come back with Blood. Like I say, Blood led a successful drive. Biden led a successful drive. Don't be surprised if you see him, going back and forth a little bit more because Biden hadn't played a lot this season. As the pressure mounts, they may try to go more with Blood, but this part of the game, they may say, let's see if Biden can get a hot hand, and let's go from there.
And now we're going to see if the Panthers can try and find a way to create their first turnover into this game. And just like I said, they had a chance to take the momentum early on in the game, and a costly fumble by Trayvon Conley, and the Jaguars were able to capitalize on it with great starting field position and add on and tie the game up before it got out of the way. So now the Panthers are set to kick this one off from their own 35-yard line. Back deep for the Jaguars will be number 23, C.J. Russell, standing at his own 5-yard line.
You see that wind is knocking that ball down. That guy, he's real patient. Oh.
As this is number 26 on the receiving end right there. Got some more pushing and shoving on in. Right in front of the field, as you mentioned earlier, but again, no call.
I wouldn't be surprised if after this game they don't let the team shake hands. It's that type of game. And a lot of these guys know each other. Prairie has quite a few guys from Louisiana. Southern has quite a few guys. The coaches have ties. I know Coach Fredericks, Prairie's offense coordinator, played here. Coach Dooley was at Prairie. So it's still a whole lot of ties. So it may be some dislike. Then the fact that you got a lot on the line is going to amplify that.
So now back in that quarterback is going to be Blood once again, and he's just going to try and put a little in the screenplay, but the Panthers are all over that. Leading that was number 9, Keyshawn Johnson, and number 46 for the Panthers. That was Kenan Jones all over that screenplay for a loss of 2 yards right there.
Yeah, good read by the Prairie defense. Blood may have given it away a little bit too soon. You start drifting back. You usually come set, then drift, and that'll draw the line to you. But those guys knew once he never set his feet, it was going to be a screen. But that's a good job by the defense.
So clock continues to roll, 2:30 remaining here. Blood looking to pass, has his open man right there, hitting with his receiver. It's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down right there, connected to number 88. That was August Petrie. So Petrie was able to pick up the 7 yards right there. It was 8 yards right there. So now we're looking at a 3rd down and 4. Southern still has 2 timeouts in their pocket right now with 2:05 remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Kind of taking their time right now, not letting it go too fast. They're kind of liking the position that they're in. So we're going to see what they do right here.
If they get the first down right here, expect them to go more tempo. A lot of times people don't start going tempo. Oh, that's a great read by the quarterback.
So Blood completes to Petrie once again, and Petrie is going to run his way all the way out of bounds. So it's going to stop the clock at 1:45. So the Jaguars keep the drive alive. Are close to midfield. Ball is officially spotted at their own 48-yard line. So now Blood and his company got back on the ball, ready to get this set to go. Blood is going to hit Rhymes on the halfback screen, and he's just going to run his way and finally stop after finally getting about 6 yards right there on the reception right there on the catch and run. So now we're looking at a 2nd and 4. I want to say 2nd and 3 now for the Jaguars. Clock stops. They say he did get out of bounds at 1:37. So ball is in PV territory. Ball spotted at the PV's 48-yard line.
The thing about it was like a predetermined swing pass call, so it makes it easy on the quarterback. Just get it out there, let the receivers block.
So now the ball's going to be handed off to Rhymes, and the ball came loose for a second, but it looked like Rhymes was able to fall back on it. Could have been a costly mistake right there. See, man, that was Dylan right there on the carry, as Rhymes is going to come in for Dylan, the one who just coughed up the ball, was lucky to fall on it right there.
It looked like the quarterback was trying to pull it. He may have seen something backside that was open, and they got a mix-up on the exchange.
So now the 3rd down and 1. Ball goes off to Rhymes. Rhymes going to hit the outside corner.
I don't know how they missed that one. That was a big hole by the right tackle. Like I said, if you're a Southern fan, it wasn't holding. If you're a Prairie fan, it was.
So Ryan was able to pick up the 1st down right there, keep the chains moving. So now Southern is looking at a 1st and 10. Ball is at the Prairie Panthers 32-yard line. 59 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Blood fakes the handoff, looks in the pass, has his tight end right there. And it's just going to muscle his way, maybe get to about a yard shy of the 1st down until finally getting out of bounds.
Nice, easy pass. You see everybody running their play. Southern, matter of fact, that was Prairie View ran the same play early in the game to Jenkins, and Southern is running the same play.
So now Southern's looking at 2nd and 1. Now ball is at the Panthers 23-yard line. Still have those 2 timeouts in their back pocket. So we're going to see what they try to do here. The ball's going to be handed off to Rhymes once again, and Rhymes is going to be thrown out of bounds. So as a late penalty mark is going to come in after the play. It's going to be a horse collar tackle or unnecessary rough. I want to see how they decide to call it. Might be an unnecessary rough because Rhymes looked like he was already out of bounds, and the extra shove that came down right there was enough for the official to call it.
Okay. I could give them a horse collar. I thought they called it personal foul, but they had a mix-up because the chains were moving in the middle of the play. You know, Prairie defense was in a 2nd and short call, and they had given – that's another bad spot. It should have been half the distance, and they gave him 15 yards. So, I don't know, man.
So now we're looking at a 1st and goal now for the Jaguars. Ball is spotted at the Panthers' 10-yard line. 42 seconds still remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The ball's going to be handed off to Rhymes, and Rhymes is going to get maybe a yard right there. We're going to see if they decide to take a timeout with 33 seconds still remaining, and Southern Jaguars elect to take their 2nd timeout.
So what you may see right here is a pass followed by a run, and you still can call a timeout to stop it for your field goal. The thing you don't want to happen down here if you're Southern is to throw an interception or get a fumble from behind because you're trying to do too much to score the football. So they have a timeout left. They still can run. They may run it, take a timeout, and then try to, on 4th down, run the field goal team out.
So now, with the clock stopped at 33 seconds, Jaguars are very well enough field goal range right now.
Oh, yeah.
The Panthers are trying to see if they can get another stop from their defense right now. They will get the ball to start off the 2nd half of play, but right now they got their backs against the wall right now. Looking at a 2nd and goal for the Jaguars. They still have a timeout left. We're going to see if they try to take some shots into the end zone, but try to be smart with the ball. So Blood and his offense ready to go here. Have 2 receivers to his right. Blood's just going to keep this. Blood's going to try to run with it, try to do the read option right there, and just ran back to the original line of scrimmage, back to the 9-yard line. So looks like Southern's going to have to burn that last timeout.
Actually, what they were trying to run is a shuffle pass to the running back that was to the field coming back this way. He came down the option line, making it look like it was option outside, but he really wanted to pitch the ball to the running back coming from the other side. And Prairie View's defensive end did a good job of what we call bluffing at him. He ifed at him and made him hold on to the ball. That's why he didn't pitch it. So
can I ask you this question,
yes,
Coach?
Sir.
It seems like you would have maybe tried to throw the ball at that play right there instead of running, because you still had the one timeout, but now you're looking at a 3rd and goal. You have to try and go for the end zone now, right?
Well, it's pretty much if I'm on defense, I'm playing some type of zone and hope I can get pressure with my defensive line and or make a tackle on the field. And Southern is out of timeout, so I don't know if they can get it. Look like they should have had a false start somewhere.
So Blood, looking to pass, has an open receiver, and that's going to be in for the touchdown. Looks like a dead play for a second. Blood just rolled out to his right and just kind of threw it up for grabs. Prairie did a nice job of containing, but able to come away with the 8-yard touchdown instead of connecting to number 88. Once again, he's been busy for the Jaguars. That is August Petrie.
I would love to see this replay because Prairie View's got a defensive lineman whose jersey is pretty much torn in half. I think that was the defensive end to this side of the field that lost containment. That may be the reason why he lost containment. There is a lot of play left to be figured out so far, but like I say, it's gonna get even chippier. Watch.
Griffin's point out the attempt is up and it's good, so I guess it didn't matter that they had to run the ball. It was like they were throwing dial into that playbook and come away with 7. I saw the now takes the lead right back, leading 21-17 with 11 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, and Coach, this game is just getting good.
Yeah, that's what you expect with two teams that look just like each other, play just like each other. So, they making some plays. Being honest with you, not pulling for anybody, but I can say I'm pulling for Blood because of how his own fans were booing him. You got to pull for a kid to come back and lead 2 touchdown drives after he was booed by his own fans. So, and to make a play like that right before halftime, that's good for their kids. But, everything else, like I say, I'm happy for him just for his sake of being a football player and making plays for his team when it counts.
Yes, sir. That's always in the back of his mind right there. Got pulled early and was able to answer the call when his number was called right back again. And now he's able to have his team back in the lead right now. So now the Panthers are going to get this ball received by Jenkins at his own 2-yard line. He's going to try to make something out of nothing, shaking off defenders. Finally, going to be tripped up with about 2 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So it looks like we're going to see if they just try to take a knee and just go into halftime.
You have to just take a knee and lick your wounds and hope you can make a run. I was listening to one of the guys on the Southern broadcast, and he said since Coach Dooley has been here, the Jaguars are 10-1 when they had the lead at halftime, and something like 2-8 or 2-9 when they don't have the lead. So hopefully the Jaguars can put one on the board and end up getting back in the lead.
So Trajan Conley and that offense do come out and just take a knee. So that will conclude the first half of play. As you think this game is not going to get any more interesting, you're going to be in store for another great second half as the Jaguars are leading this one by a score of 21-17. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll try and give you some the first half stats, and then after that, we'll give you the halftime show to listen to the Prairie Marching Storm and the Southern Jaguars band. Mind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise.
Game where we got stopped and made a field goal. Southern has converted all of theirs into touchdowns, so that's the only difference. And I can't remember exactly if there was a penalty, something happened that slowed Prairie down. I know what it was. The pass where he ended up pitching the ball down instead of being able to finish with a run. So it's a well played. If you look at the quarterback numbers, 5 or 7, and then if you look at Southern's quarterback, all of them, both of them, they're 15 of 19. And Blood is 12 or 15. Biden is 3 or 4. So that's good numbers. You can't ask for anything better, minus the turnover for Prairie. But the quarterbacks are playing better than I think everybody expected. But they're playing as if the season would have started. This is what people expected from these guys. But because of the way they've been playing lately, nobody expected 15 or 19 and 5 or 7. So it's a good game. I'm enjoying it.
So as we go back and look now at the Panthers' first half, that they have picked up a total of 12 first downs and have a total of 242 total of offense, 129 of those being through the air, and they've been able to run the ball effectively, 113 total yards on the ground. They have been able to control the possession clock for 13 minutes and 46 seconds. They have a total of 3 penalties for a total of 31 yards. They are 2 or 4 for a third down conversion. They have yet to convert to try to go for a fourth down, but they've never been in that position.
Yeah.
And so far, like I said, we want to kind of key in on the penalties. The penalties kind of went down in the first half. They kind of picked up coming to the second quarter of play. But so far, a clean football game by both teams so far.
So like I say, if you look at the numbers, they only have 7 penalties, but those penalties have been of the personal foul provided in 1 holding call. And then you had a couple that were offset, so that would have been more. But I think both teams take where they are from the penalty phase of the game.
As the clock rolls out, teams have made their way out onto the field, as Prairie Panthers will get the ball to start off the second half of football. We'll take this time to remind you, listen to the Mike Prince Show daily on our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I remind you, after this game, you can always call in for the 1876 after party post game and just give a recap of the game and talk with Dr. Prince. As we get set to go, here's some scores throughout the SWAC. Alabama State is on top over Mississippi Valley State by a score of 20-3 with 4:34 to go in the third quarter. Bethune-Cookman was victorious over Alabama A&M by a score of 31-14. And to be played later on today will be Florida A&M going against Lincoln. Kickoff is set to go at 10 p.m. Grambling was victorious over Arkansas Pine Bluff by a score of 43-14 yesterday. And tomorrow, Alcorn State travels all the way down to Texas to take on Texas Southern. As we get set to go here for the second half of football, the Prairie Panthers will be moving from our left to right, coming in wearing the gold helmets with the white tops, the white bottoms. See if the Panthers can try and answer on to get back onto the momentum. And there is a fair catch signal right there. And you kind of wish he would just took the hit right there because he got some more yards right there, but he dodged the hit right there. So now the Panthers are going to get this one with some decent field position to start off this first drive.
So what happens sometimes when you have that high kick, he signaled for the fair catch very early, and the guys that's running down probably didn't see it. And then I guess he, at the last minute, realized that this guy's not running. So let's see what the Panthers come out with right here.
So ball's going to be spotted at the Panthers' own 27-yard line. Trazion Conley and his offense ready to go here. Looking to pass. This ball's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 10, Trajon Spiller. So now it's going to bring up a second down and 10.
Normally a very reliable receiver. Just let the ball get to his body and didn't finish the play. The thing about it, too, Southern's leading tackle is their free safety, and that's something that you don't want to have happen with your defense. But he's a good football player. He's reading it and getting in the mix very early.
So now Trajon Conley in this offense trying to see if they can get some positive yards on this next play. Trajon Conley steps in front of the pocket, has an intended receiver going, trying to Savage, and just out of the outstretched hands of Savage, had the defender beat by half a step right there.
Third overthrow for him. Like I say, that could easily be a whole lot more yards for him if he just, gives a kid a chance to make a play for him. But that's, like I said, a great read. Got to execute that.
So he only attempted 7 passes that first half. Already on his second pass right here. It comes up short once again. So now the Panthers looking at a 3rd down and 10 down.
The thing about it, that very first play, Prairie probably was expecting Southern to be in a very run-heavy defense. He's going to get the 1st down.
So now Trajon Conley tried to roll out to his left and tried to find his intended receiver, Mr. Robertson, Brian Robertson, but couldn't come up with the ball. So it's going to bring up Prairie's first 3 and out in this contest, and kind of not at a good crucial time right now. You want to try to get that momentum back, but now they're going to bring out the punting unit.
They got the win at their back, so hopefully he can get one up in the win for the Panthers.
So Winfield for the Southern Jaguars is standing back at his own 46-yard line, 36-yard line. As the kick for the Panthers will be number 48, Ephraim Jasso.
Get a good one. Maybe get a good roll.
This ball's going to take a Panther bounce and in and out of the hands of
I was just about to say, he stepped out of bounds and touched the ball. I was wondering if they were going to call illegal touching, but he touched it, stepped out of bounds, then came back in. Where really, I think somebody else should have had to touch the ball before he did, so don't be surprised if it's a late flag on the play.
Not seeing any penalty markers on the play, so looks like the play is going to stand, but they are going to take a TV timeout. So we're going to take a quick timeout. Remind you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, serving the community through faith and athletics.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Our history.
And welcome back here to A.W. Mumford Stadium here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Prairie Panthers are trailing by a score of 21-17 to the Southern Jaguars. Want to let you know that you can always make a donation today to support our broadcast. Visit the website at obnradio.com. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network is the voice of student athletics since 2002. I want to take this time to thank you for tuning in to our broadcast. And if you haven't, like what you see, be sure to leave a donation as we get ready to resume back into play. As this ball is going to be handed off to Mr. Dillon, and he's going to maybe get about a yard right there.
Yeah, good job by the Panther defensive line on that play.
So as looks like Mr. Blood is going to be the first quarterback back here in the second half, leading these Jaguars, as Blood's going to hand this off to the tailback once again. Looks like that's going to be Dylan. Dylan's going to get about 2 yards on that carry. So now Jaguars are looking at a 3rd and 5 now.
Got another guy got rolled up on. Maybe look for some bootleg type of action right here, since they ran it 2 times in a row, so they may show the same action and then bootleg it to the field where Blood has a run-pass option where hopefully he can run and get the first down or have somebody in the flats right in his face coming back across the formation. That pass play that we've seen him run a couple times.
So there was an injured offensive lineman for the Jaguars coming up. Wasn't able to come off the field on his own power. That's number 60, the center, Bernard Childs.
And he's been injured a couple times. I know at the Texas Southern game he had to get helped off the field as well.
As we get ready to resume back into play, coming in for Mr. Childs will be number 64, Brandon Johnson. So now Jaguars are looking at a 3rd and 5 now. Ball spotted at their own 29-yard line. Blood's looking to pass. Yep. Blood's going to be sacked for a loss right there. Held it a little bit too long right there, but the Panthers sent in 2 extra men that came in untouched.
If you saw what happened, they brought the blitz from the boundary again, and that's about the 3rd time that Prairie View has brought a blitz out of the boundary and either knocked the pass down or hit home and got a sack for the quarterback. So if I'm Southern, I'm thinking I'm going to send me a swing route into the boundary, or I'm going to throw a screen into the boundary. So, keep that in mind the next time the ball is on the hash.
So that was a loss of 5 yards on that right there. So now the Jaguars will bring out their punting unit, and this ball is going to be punted and fair caught by Mr. Brian Jenkins. So the Panthers were able to force a 3-and-out right there. So a good call right there. Seems like the Panthers seem like they send the blitz at the right time when it was needed.
Yeah, like I say, a good call because the guy doesn't have far to go to hit home, as some of the coaches say. So that was a good call. Basically overload blitz. And the thing that they did, they showed it late because they were in a cover 3 look. Then they went back to a cover 2 look and sent pressure from the opposite side. So that was a good call, good movement by the Panther defense.
So the Panthers are going to get this one starting at their own 39-yard line. This ball is going to be handed off to Mr. Amon Antoine.
He missed a hole. It was blocked pretty well, but he just didn't see it as soon as he should have. Got to watch his defensive end look like he's offside, but they're getting some movement, but they're not getting the movement they were getting at the very beginning of the football game. And I see Southern has brought in a couple bigger defensive tackles. They're not the athletic guys that they had in at first. They sort of beefed up the size of the defensive linemen, inside especially.
Now Conley and his offense is looking at a 2nd and 7 now. The ball's going to be handed off to Mr. Amon Antoine once again. And Mr. Amon Antoine maybe going to get about 3 yards right there.
Now let's see if Southern comes back with that double barrel blitz where they blitzing either 2 linebackers in the A gap or 2 linebackers in the B gap. And then now Prairie View may run some rub routes to get the back out of the backfield.
Prairie are trying to pick up 4 more yards to keep this drive alive and try not go 3-and-out 2 drives in a row. Ball was spotted at their own 36-yard line. 11 minutes remain. 11:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play. Southern's on top right now by a score of 21-17.
So it looked like we're in that formation where they like to run that route.
Conley sends Jenkins in motion. Conley steps back to pass. Has some time to throw. Protected well, and Conley's just going to take this one. And he might be a yard shy of the first down. So we're going to see if Bubba McDowell decides to keep that offense out on the field.
Nah, in a game like this, just go ahead on and it's actually 2 yards short, not 1 yard short. Okay, so it's 1 yard. Might as well go ahead on and punt it. Don't be surprised if you see a fake. Southern kept their defense out there. Look like they in the punt safe. Now they don't have enough people out there. Hurry up.
So as the Panthers try to hurry up to the line, they said try to watch out for the fake. But here we go.
Southern still doesn't have enough people out there.
Looks like it's going to be a stoppage, and the players like the Panthers might have a delay of game.
Yeah, he doesn't mind because he has a win at his back, so you would take that. But it looked like they may have been trying to look for the fake, but because Southern had people moving all over the place, it may have actually made it to where Prairie View couldn't call a fake because you have to be lined up a certain way or get a certain look in order to call a fake punt so you can block it.
It's going to push them back 5 yards right there, back to their own 43-yard line. So far, the Panthers 2 drives into the second half. And already looking at their second punt right now. Efren Jasso awaits the kick. And high kick.
Yes.
Going to take
Good job.
Mr. Chandler Winfield all the way to his own 14-yard line where he calls and signals for the fair catch. And that's where the Jaguars now are going to get their second shot at it now.
Don't be surprised if you see Biden back in the game. But, early he came in. It may have been the coaches may have already told him, look, third series you're going in the game. It wasn't because Blood was playing bad. Sometimes coaches just say, look, we're going to get our second guy in just to see if we can get a spark right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Biden since they went 3 and out the last series.
So I have to ask you this question. What's the message like for the Panthers coming in? Start the second half. You're trailing 21-17. You kind of stalled right now your first 2 drives. How do you get things right back into the things that you in the right directions you need to go?
The thing is, you ask the guys, are they doing anything differently than what we were having success with earlier? If not, then let's do what we're supposed to do. Not try to do something extra, man. Do your job of what we were doing earlier. If they lining up the same way, they're not blitzing, then let's be able to run the football. So let's get our pad level lower and let's get some knockback going. So and then the running backs too. On one of them, the kid clearly missed a hole that was open, but I think he was looking more front side than back side. So that's gonna happen in football. But the biggest thing is, hey man, let's get back to doing what we were doing. Do your job. Don't start questioning what plays we're calling. Block what we call, and let's move the football like we were before.
Yes, sir. As we come into this game historically, so far under Bubba McDowell, the Panthers have not been able to be a complete football team when it comes into the third quarter. So we're going to see if they're up to the test. Trailing right now by score 21-17. The defense were able to come up with a 3-and-out their first stop. We're going to see if they can put another one together right now and try and see if they can get that ball right back to their offense. Right now, Southern Jaguars have it at their own 14-yard line. 10:21 remaining here in the third quarter. Looks like Blood is back out there at quarterback for the Jaguars. Blood's going to take the ball. He's going to hand it off to the tailback, and he's going to be tripped up. Rhymes right there on the carry. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So what Prairie did was run the same run blitz that Southern runs on first down. We call it double barrel, where they send 2 linebackers up the middle. So they did a good job, and you had the free safety coming up as well because he's responsible for the running back. So now they'll probably go to a cover 2 look and see if they can confuse. Okay, boundary blitz again. You see the guys tipping up on here? So here they come with the same boundary blitz again.
Yes, sir. As you see, they're kind of sending them the last second. Just trying to find the snap right there. And right there, you got the offensive lineman for the Jaguars, the right guard right there to jump a little early. So that's going to push Southern Jaguars back 5 yards right there.
And then part of it is, too, man, you still hear the bands playing. And the crazy thing about it, their band is playing while they're on offense sometimes. So, they're getting it back and forth. And I told you earlier, Prairie View's band director went to school at Southern. So don't be surprised if they play back and forth all night long for the rest of the game if the referees don't say anything.
So now 2nd and 15 now for Blood. And the Jaguars offense is going to hand it off to Rhymes once again. And Rhymes is going to be about 5 yards right there. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage now. It's going to be a 3rd down and 10 now for the Jaguars.
So now you see what's going on. You had the band playing while you're on offense. And then another thing what Southern did, they put the tight end into the boundary. So now that makes it harder for the blitz to come if you have a tight end into the boundary. Let's see if we get a delay of game. they keep switching personnel.
As Southern Jaguars trying to get the correct formation that they want. They've got some late-minute substitutions coming in. As Southern Jaguars are going to have to take another timeout right here. So that's going to be their first timeout in this second half right now. So we're going to take ourselves a quick timeout, and we'll be right back after this.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Be our history.
And welcome back as both teams have made their way back onto the field. We're about to get this third down play ready to go here as Bud steps up to the pocket, and he's just going to be short of the first down right there. There is a penalty marker on the field right now, so it looks like it's going to be a holding on against the Jaguars.
So decline that. If they're short, you decline this and make them punt the ball. Yeah, fourth down. Make it fourth down. They'll punt the ball.
So it's going to be a fourth down. It looked like Bud came about a yard short of getting the first down. It looks like Bubba wants to push him back.
Man, do not throw that flag.
It's like Bubba McDowell was out on the field all the way right there trying to plead his case for where the ball should be spotted at. So that penalty will actually be accepted now. So
maybe they thought they gave him the first down, and that may be why they accepted the penalty, because the referees moved the ball. So maybe they thought that was a first down as opposed to being fourth down.
So now we're going to be looking at a third down and 20 now. Ball is spotted at the Southern Jaguars 7-yard line. Officially at 3rd and 17 now.
Draw again.
Ball is going to be handed off to Rhymes. Once again, Rhymes is trying to get some of those 30-yarders back, and he's going to be about a yard shy of the original line of scrimmage, so it's going to bring up a 4th and 11 now for the Jaguars, and they're going to bring out their punting unit once now.
So this is obvious. Both defenses must have really listened to the halftime adjustments, and the offense may have been drinking a little bit too much Gatorade or eating orange slices, as they say. But, 3 and out. Let's see. Now you see what's happening. The field position has changed where Prairie may actually start on the 45-yard line if we get he's kicking into the wind too, so if he fair catches his ball, we may end up in very plus territory. Good kick, though.
As he's got room. For the Jaguars was number 35. You playing.
Oh, he almost got out of that. And
Jenkins was trying to make a spectacular play. A lot of north and south for a little, but then they start to go east and west, the majority of it at the end of it. But now Prairie Panthers are going to have some good starting field position right here on this drive.
This is still pretty good field position, starting off close to midfield. You would have thought, that kid really drove that ball into the wind and made him back up a lot further. I'm trying to find some flags for the wind to see if it died down some. But I know it was going pretty good from the field house, from left to right, north to south.
So now Trajon Conley and this Prairie offense stalled their first 2 drives and in the 3 and out. So now we're going to see as the ball's handed off to Amon Anton, and Anton was able to pick up his first down into the second half.
And that's one of the plays that they were running pretty good the first quarter. So we talk about going back to what we had success with and making it work.
were able to run the ball successfully, picking up 113 yards on the ground in the first half. So we'll see if the Panthers can try and get back to that running game. So now Trayvon Conley's offense ready to go here. Looking at the 1st and 10 at the Jaguars, 41-yard line. This ball pass was intended for Samir Savage. Just a bit high for Samir Savage right there. So he's going to bring up a 2nd down now.
Yeah, what he did was ran the zone read at that safety and made him come up and try to throw the ball right behind him, a little bit lower throw. They may be playing the fight zone over there, but it looks like an outside running play right here.
Stop the clock at 7:01. Trayvon Conley steps back the pass, connects with his tight end, trying to stiff arm a defender, and it's going to finally be dropped down about 2 yards shy of the 1st down, connecting to his tight end, number 83, Metcalf. Excuse me, number 89. That is David Murray. So Murray's 2 yards shy of the 1st down. So 3rd and 10, 3rd and 2 now for the Jaguars. The ball's going to be handed off to Jameer Brooks, and Jameer Brooks is going to try and get an extra push. Might be a yard shy of the 1st down. So we're going to see if Bubba McDowell lets you keep that offense out on the field right now.
I think I would be tempted to go for it and run that same zone read and pull it backside, because those ends are crashing down and they running middle pressure.
So that's exactly what Bubba McDowell and his offense is going to do. They're going to stay on the field right now. 4th and 1. The ball's going to be handed off to Murray. And Murray's going to have enough for the 1st down. Depending on if the ball came loose, you have some Southern Jaguars defensive players pointing to see if they had it. But the head official is declaring
that they're not going to even measure for it.
Said the head official is declaring that the Panthers did have enough to pick up the 1st down. So now that keeps your drive alive. The Panthers able to convert on their first 4th down conversion right there.
If I'm Southern, I'm worried about the way this game is going for me right now. Prairie got back to being able to run the football, completed some decent passes, and my offense is back to struggling.
So now Trayvon Conley is going to fake the handoff. Run option.
Can he get out of it?
He's going to be sacked for a loss right there. You wish he would have just threw it away right there, but he's going to take a big loss of 10 yards right there. And there is an injured Jaguar up on the play right now.
But when he's rolling that way, it's hard for him to throw the ball away. They brought 2 guys off the edge. He made the first one miss, but the second one was the one that brought him down.
So as we try to see who the injured Jaguar is on the field, we're going to take us a quick timeout, and we'll be right back after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the injured Jaguar coming up off the play right there, who ended up making the sack, was number 56, Jalen Campbell, but he was able to walk off the field on his own power, so that's always a good sign to see if you're a fan of any kind of sport. So
may have just been a cramp type issue, and one thing guys have to realize, even though it's a little bit cooler, you still have to replenish your fluids on a day like today.
So now the Panthers right there just took a sack for a loss of 9 officially. So now pushed them out of field goal range. So now we're looking at a 2nd and 19 now Ball is going to be spotted at the Jaguars' 40-yard line. They're trailing by a score of 21-17 right now, but it looks like things have kind of looked a little bit more efficiently for this offense in the second half.
Yeah, minus that one play. But like I say, it was a good call, and one guy may have actually been out of place. Now you see Southern has brought in a couple of different defensive linemen, a little bit smaller now. But I wouldn't be surprised if Prairie still ran the ball, thinking that Southern is going to be in a cover 2 or a cover 4 look. They should be able to run the ball versus this.
So we set to go back here. Trayvon Conley going to have 3 receivers to his right. Has handed the ball off to Armand Anton. Armand Anton just makes a cut back upfield. It's going to be about 2 yards shy of the original line of scrimmage, so he looks like more of a third and manageable now. Third and 12, still out of field goal range right now. So we're going to see what the Panthers can try and cook up on this 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, if they get themselves 3 to 5 yards, I think they work their way back into field goal range. Get your call in. Got 20 seconds still left on the play clock. I think they're trying to see what defense Southern is going with.
Trayvon Conley and his offense looking over to the sidelines, trying to see what they're going to do things, and look like they're going to try and take a timeout and talk things over right there.
I really wish they would make either the bands or the PA system stop playing. I mean, that's nerve-wracking. You got that music playing in the background. I was at a game a couple weeks ago, and that PA system went off, and the center for Texas Southern snapped the ball because of that loud noise, and the quarterback wasn't even ready. So it was a big turning point in the ball game because of the PA system. So
that's always a big home field advantage, but it also seems like they're playing when Southern's playing too. So
yeah, like I say, it's just nerve-wracking. I've been in some games where they have thrown a penalty versus the home team because that's who usually does that in a game. So I have seen it go against the home team before.
So now Trayvon Conley and this offense are back on the field, looking at a 3rd and 12. Ball is spotted at the Jaguars' 33-yard line.
So Southern switched their total defense. They went to a 3-man front where they've been in the 4. But I wouldn't be surprised if one of those guys that's standing up rushes late.
Trayvon Conley steps up into the pocket, has an intended receiver, and that's going to be number 16, Chris Herron. Ooh. And Chris Herron's going to have enough for the 1st down.
Good read.
So great play call right there. Jaguars were in man coverage right there. And Chris Herron was able to come away with the 1st down and picked up about 13, 14 yards right there.
Yeah, it was, like I said, you got him with the crossing routes, chasing man-to-man coverage.
Trayvon Conley's going to hit.
Miss, it might be trouble for the Jaguars.
Herron right there on the little screen route, and he's going to have some positive yards right there. Got to be careful right there with the play. Don't want to get an unsportsmanlike conduct after just picking up positive yards right there. Picked up 8.
So now you may see that same formation with a run to the strong side.
So now this ball's going to be handed off to number 27, Mr. Brooks. And Mr. Jameer Brooks is going to be in for the 9-yard touchdown.
Oh, he got a cramp or he hurt himself real bad. He slipped.
Not seeing any penalty markers on the play, so that 9-yard touchdown run is going to stand for the Panthers.
It didn't look good when they first showed his leg, but sometimes when those cramps hit, it almost looked like that leg is broken the way it's twisted. But he is walking a little bit, so that's good news for the Panthers.
It's great news for the Panthers, man. Able to come out on the lead, and you don't have a serious injury right there as number 97, Carlos Villagomez, is set to kick the point at the attempt to extend this lead for the Panthers.
Like I said, you see why field position is so important. Didn't have any penalties. Well, they had the one tackle for loss, but no penalties hurt them. They were able to run the ball. Conley made some timely throws on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And they were able to make some guys miss. And the reason why they're able to make guys miss, those guys started cheating the box trying to stop the run. Now you get the ball to the edge, and it's one-on-one out there, so your athlete can gain extra yards. So that was a good job by the Panthers, and we'll see what the Jaguars come back with.
So it's a great drive by the Panthers. They got stalled out, 3 and out, their first 2 drives. Then they got some good starting position. They had great starting position so far, just the whole second half so far, and they were able to finally capitalize. They seemed like they were able to go back to that running back game, and they were able to come back and take the lead now. So now we're going to see how the Jaguars can respond now.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Biden comes back in to try to see. Yeah, so I'm looking at Southern's offense right here. So I see Biden a lot closer to the coaches than Blood is. So we'll see if it shakes out that way.
So back deep for the Jaguars to receive the kick. It's going to be number 23, C.J. Russell, standing at his own 5-yard line. Looks like they kind of been avoiding Mr. Russell, have been really kicking his direction.
I think they've been kicking off into the wind. He's got the wind at his back, so let's see if he tries to drive it a little bit more.
And this ball's going to be received at Jaguars 10-yard line. The guy's going to hit the outside. Trying to find some room to run. Finally stepped out of bounds. And the penalty marker on the field right now. Trying to pick out the number.
So maybe it may not be the clip that we saw. It may be on Prairie View. One of Prairie View's guys may have dove at that guy's leg that's on the ground, but they keep losing contain to the right side. But they definitely missed the clip once again.
That was number 25, Braylon Morgan, on the return right there. So there is an injured Jaguar on the field right now, but he is able to get back up on his feet right now. It's number 33, Michael Jones Jr. He's able to walk off the field. Looks like he kind of got hit in the area where you don't want to be hit at.
Yeah, that's a tough spot right there.
So as the officials come to meet to discuss the penalty markers on the play, right now it stands. Southern should have the ball with decent field position, maybe about their own 25, 27-yard line.
So they did see the holding.
Okay.
So, once again, man, I love some of those swag refs, but you have a live ball and a dead ball. So what should have happened, Prairie View should have moved Southern back, and then Southern would get the 15 yards back from the personal foul. Unless they had to have called it a live ball, because it should have been live ball, dead ball.
Nevertheless, we're going to have us a re-kick here.
Hey, it's never good to have to run down on kickoff twice. It may work good for either team. He may get a better kick. One guy on return may miss a block, or you got a guy that's running down on kickoff that's now tired as I don't know what, and he doesn't get his lane, and now you end up with the ball around the 50-yard line or even worse.
So as Mr. Efren Jasso gets lined up to kick off for the second time now at his own 35-yard line. Back deep again, be number 23, Mr. Russell, and number 25, Mr. Morgan. And this ball is going to be received by Mr. Morgan once again. Mr. Morgan's going to take a big hit.
Good job. Get on up, going back to your sideline, and let's stop all the trash tosses.
Coming in, lying that hit.
Oh, dude.
Had some flopping coming in after the play. Some more pushing and shoving, but the officials not letting it go on. They're not impressed by it.
Did you see what the referee did? He was like, man, get up. We saw what happened. So.
But coming in and making a tackle right there was number 26, Bryson McDonald. He made a nice hit right there.
Great open field tackle. You can't ask for anything better. And then look how many yards Southern lost, because originally they were close to the 40. Now they're at the 25, 26-yard line.
So now Jaguars coming out with the new quarterback back there now, number 15, Bowden. Bowden's going to have his offense now. He's going to hand it off to Rhymes, and Rhymes is going to have about a positive gain, about 6 yards right there.
And the thing about it, man, when that kid comes in, they run the ball better. Like I say, it's just amazing how that works sometimes. He'll get all the credit in the world, and he could hand it off every time this drive, but he'll get all the credit for the running success.
Spotted now. Trying to get his offense set. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to hand this off to Rhymes once again, and Rhymes is maybe going to get a yard right there, met by a host of Panthers leading that charge. For the Panthers is number 92. That was big boy Jamal Marshall.
That was a great job by him fighting off the double team and being able to split it. He started off on one side of the center and what we call stem to the other side and was able to make a play. So let's see. Now Biden has to read this defense because he's not going to get a regular look. So he has to read. He's probably going to go deep. Ball's
going to be handed off to Rhymes once again. Rhymes is going to be short of the first down. Nice open field tackle by the Panthers free safety, Mr. Memore. And he's going to be a yard shy of the first down, but I'm pretty sure they're going to keep that offense out on the field. 1:25 remaining here in the third quarter.
Hey, this is a tough spot if you don't get it now because you're going to give the ball to Prairie View on there, a very short 35 yards if you don't get it.
So we're going to see if they just try to draw them off sides with a hard count.
I'm blitzing right here.
4-1. This ball's going to be handed off.
Way short.
And it's going to be stopped for a loss. That's going to be a turnover on downs for the Panthers. Leading that charge is number 9, Keyshawn Johnson.
That's why you don't listen to your players sometimes. All the offensive linemen go for it, and didn't block very good. So that's the way it happens sometimes.
And that might just be a huge momentum shift right there because now Panthers get the ball at the Jaguars' 33-yard line.
Hey, you can't ask for better field position if you Prairie View. Don't be surprised if it's play action or a trick play. And for all the Panther fans, you should hear what some of these people are saying that's in the audience. It's funny to me. It's sad, but it's funny at the same time. Like I say, having been a former player here, it's crazy when you listen to some of the things that people have, in my opinion, the audacity to say to some of these players.
So now Trajan Conley on the quarterback draw right there, but Jaguars was ready to sniff that up all the way for a loss of 2 yards right there.
Once again, if you look at it, it's first down. Prairie's been having success. What is Southern going to do? They're going to run blitz you. So that might be a good situation for a good quick pass, a swing route, or something like that.
So now we got 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Panthers on top by a score 24-21. Now Conley is looking at a second down and 12. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Steps up into the pocket, trying to avoid a sack, but he's not going to be able to do that successfully. And he's going to come down for another loss of yards right there. So now the Panthers had great starting field position, and they're just going backwards at this point.
Yeah, that kid right there is a very good ball player. He can play nose guard, 3 technique, or defensive end. So this is the funny part right here.
So now you have the teams coming out on the field right now as they do traditionally when it comes to fourth quarter. They get everybody pumped up. This is what it comes down to is we have a close game. The winner still moves on and have the chance to keep the hopes alive in the West. 24-21. Panthers leading right now. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come right back, we're giving you live coverage of this fourth quarter. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the start of the fourth quarter here at A.W. Mumford Stadium here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Panthers are on top right now by a score of 24-21. Remind you that after the game, you can call the 1876 after party post game and have a recap with today's broadcast. We're having that discussion with Dr. Prince, legal thoughts and comments, and then remind you that you can always leave a donation and always just go and visit at the Open Mic Broadcast Network radio.com website at obnradio.com. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic's been the voice of student athletics since 2002. So if you like what you've been hearing so far today, hit a donation and we accept anything that's put on your heart. So as you come here to start this fourth quarter, Coach, things have been up and down right now. Rescue the Prairie Panthers. You're looking right now at 3rd and 16. You had great starting field position, but it seems like you're just going backwards at this point.
Yeah, you have to look and see what defensive front does Southern come out in. Do they come out in a 3-man front, a 4-man front, and do they bring pressure? So right now, it looks like they're in a 4-man front, so they probably going to try to zone this up and make Connolly have to make a read. So they got Jenkins one-on-one with somebody, so look for him to be the option.
Connolly steps back to pass, has some time to run. He's going to hit the outside and try and find some room. It might be just shy of a first down, depending on the spot.
So he's about, look like 4 yards. So at least they're in field goal range. They may try to go for it because that wind is blowing into the kicker's face from north to south, left to right.
So it's now a more 4th down and manageable now. So looking like a 4th and 5. 4th and 6 might be, to be more exact. So now, it'll be 4th and 5, and Bubba McDowell's going to keep that offense out on the field right now. Philip Gomez did miss a field goal earlier in this direction. The play clock is at 4 seconds, 2 seconds. And looks like Bubba McDowell's going to have to take a timeout here. Very slow developing play. If he's going to go for it, would have liked to see things kind of click a little bit faster right there.
Well, the thing about it,
you get frustrated.
Is you have to think about the play call or the situation, but at the same time, you have a senior quarterback. So, like I say, you expect him to get him up to the line, know where the clocks are, because I know before the game, the coaches walk through the field, hey, there's a play clock, there's a play clock, so you know how much time we have, how much are we operating with. Now you're sitting with Prairie has 1 timeout left for the rest of the game, and Southern has 2 still. So, you know, if it works out for them, it's a great timeout. If it doesn't work out for them, then, you know, it's like you wasted one. But it's all right, and they bring the field goal unit out. So most of the time, most old coaches say if you call a timeout, you go for it. So this is, what, 45 yards?
So it is going to be a 45-yard attempt, and now kicking the field goal is going to be Efren Jass. So we're going to see what it's going to be his first attempt in the game right now. Efren Jasso's 45-yard attempt. Kick is up.
Oh, no.
And it's no good.
Hey, that wind is knocking that thing down, man. It looked like it was going, and then that wind just knocked it flat down.
So now the Southern Jaguars get another shot at it right now to come back and take the lead here. It's been a back-and-forth game for the majority of it. No one has really ran away with it. And it seems like each time a team has scored, the other one came right back down and answered.
And that's a great job by the Jaguar defense, getting the ball back around the 33-yard line and keeping them from scoring any points. Unfortunately for the Panthers, they didn't move the ball enough to make it where that turnover ended up working out for them.
So now the Jaguars coming in at their own 28-yard line. Look at you attempt to pass on the first one, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. You can hear the Southern Jaguar faithful trying to plead the case for a pass interference call, but well covered right there by the Panthers.
If you remember his very first pass completion that was coming down this sideline, it's the same play that they ran just to the field, to the opposite half. But the thing about it, that time he had to turn his shoulders to make the throw. Coming back this way, he doesn't have to turn as much. So, second and long for the all right.
The Jaguars looking to pass once again on this play. Has the man beat, and this ball's going to be incomplete. Had his defenders beat by at least 3 or 4 steps right there was number 19.
But the thing he didn't see was the free safety. And that's what happens with a young quarterback. I don't know if you saw the way that ball was moving, but that's a plus arm that kid has right there.
Yes, sir.
He's going to make some young mistakes, but that should have been an intercepted pass.
It could have went either way.
Yeah.
It could have went either way because if the Jaguars could have came with it, that would have been a house call,
yes.
Or it would have been Prairie's Panthers' first turnover right there. So now the Jaguars are looking at a 3rd and 10 now.
A draw right here. Nope.
3rd and 10, drop back to pass. Trying to find someone. He's going to be dropped for a sack right there, maybe losing 3 yards right there. Panthers get a sack when much was needed.
And that's what happens when you have a young quarterback. He has to see people open sometimes instead of throwing them open. So he took a little bit more time in the pocket than you would want him to. And like I say, he's not the fastest athlete, so he's not going to beat you running the football if he does have to scramble. So that's a good job. Panther defense once again. Now, he might kick this ball 60 yards with the wind at his back. He's punting on the 25 now.
So back deep for the Panthers. A low kick is going to be number 0, Brian Jenkins. He's just going to take this off the bounce, trying to get a little bit of positive yardage. Going to get about a 2-yard return right there. But
boy, somebody threw a punch.
So the question is, you want to say, do you kind of go back to Blood now through the Jaguars? It seems like he's had more success lately.
Man, it's a coin toss right now. They probably have no idea who to go to. If Prairie View can put up a score, especially a touchdown right here, then everything changes for Southern because they're going to feel a lot more pressure. They're going to feel a lot more pressure because they're going to be down by 10 points, and then they may make them try to decide who we're going to go with. And can you sit back there with both of those guys and have them read a defense in a passing game?
Yes, sir. Like I said, this is a huge drive right now coming up for the Panthers. Right now, you are leading by a score of 24-21 with 12 minutes and 57 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. You have a chance to at least give yourself a little breathing room in this contest. But so far, your defense has been playing spectacular. Have not gave up a single point yet in the second half.
Yeah, like I say, they obviously listened to the halftime adjustment, so hopefully they can keep it up. If they're able to hold this, like I say, if the Jaguars don't score again, there's no way that Prairie View can lose. So you would take a 3-point win, but you hate to have it that way. You know, you like them to put 2 more scores up and put some distance in between them.
So the Panthers are going to have some decent field position at their own 34-yard line when they come back from timeout. We're going to take the time to thank our sponsors, the Prairie View Athletic Club, serving the student athletes since 1986. The Panther Backers, serving student athletes since 1995. The Temple Refuge Ministries. You can always listen live each Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, dialing 857-777-0000. Building the kingdom one soul at a time. Now you can always listen to the Mike Prince Show daily on our YouTube channel at the Other Mike Broadcast Network. Each and every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we get set to go here. Trajon Conley and his offense trying to see if they can add on to their lead right now. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Conley's just going to keep his roll out to the right, trying to find some positive gain, and he's going to do just that.
Got about 8.
Say picked about 8 yards, depending on the spot. He did dive forward this time, a lot more to your liking. So just that dive forward is going to give them a 2nd and 2 now.
And he lived to see another day, so that's the good thing about it. Like you say, sometimes you, as a coach or an old coach, you want to see guys sell out for their teammates because they have a responsibility to those guys.
So now Trajon Collins looking pass. Look, wobbly pass maintained well by Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson's going to get out of maybe a loss of a tackle right there, but able to pick up some positive yards and keep the drive alive.
Perfect example. When you can run the ball, you get the ball to the edge to your playmaker. And Jenkins is one of the best playmakers in the conference, actually. So that's a you'd like to have a better throw, but the bottom line, he got the ball out there and moved the chains.
So now it's a 1st and 10 now for the Panthers. Ball is spotted at their own 49-yard line. 11:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. The ball's going to be handed off to Amon Antoine, and Amon Antoine is going to be met immediately by a host of Jaguars right there. Leading them was number 9.
That's a good football player right there. Can't say enough about him. Offensive lineman just ran by him. I think because he ran upfield, he probably thought he wasn't going to have a chance to make that play, but that guy there is a good football player.
There's Taj Brown right there making that tackle. So now we got a loss of 3 yards right there, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 13 now for the Panthers.
So down needs to be going crazy with this music playing.
So Trazion Conley fakes the handoff.
There you
has
go.
his tight end wide open on the flat, has some room to run, and
there
that is Big Boy Murray fighting and following his way forward for a gain of 15 yards right there.
Great play. Got the quarterback to the edge, off play action, got it to him early, and let him make a play. And it was some good distance because the receiver had a chance for a crackback block, but you can't do that anymore. So it was good. He didn't be selfish, try to make that block, and then get the 1st down taken away.
So now the Panthers are across midfield and in the Jaguars territory now. Ball is spotted at the Jaguars' 38-yard line. Moving from our right to the left. Trazion Conley's offense ready to go. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to his right. He's going to hand this off to Amon Antoine. Antoine trying to hit the outside corner, shaking off the finish. Now going to cut back inside and going to fall forward about 3-4 yard gain right there.
Hey, that's a good quality run on 1st down when you can get some yards where they could have had the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Got a Jaguar down on the field.
Kind of seen a lot more players kind of shaking up here in this game right now.
I think it was actually friendly fire that got him when his own teammate came in from the side.
That's number 5 for the Jaguars coming up, shaking up Derek Williams, but he's able to hop up on his feet. So it's going to stop the clock at 10:08 here in the fourth quarter. As Mr. Williams is just making his way out to the field right now. Kind of got up a little limp, but looks like it's good to see that he's able to do the majority by his own power.
Yeah, good football player, makes a lot of tackles for him all over the field. Sort of the leader of the group, from what I understand. Probably just needs some water and a little bit of ice, and he'll be back in there shortly.
So now, Trazion Conley in his office looking at a 2nd and 7 now. Ball is spotted at the Jaguars' 35-yard line. Ball's going to be handed off to Amon Antoine. Amon Antoine is going to hit the hole and chug his way up. Might be a yard shy of the 1st down, but that's a nice run by Mr. Antoine.
Yes. Don't be surprised if Prairie knock down the goalpost. They're going to gas them. They're going to gas that run blitz one time, because those guys are blitzing. And sometimes when you're blitzing, if one guy gets blocked, he gets knocked into 2. And the only player back there is the free safety. Now, look where the free safety is right here. So you know it's going to be a blitz right here if the free safety is sitting right there.
3rd and 1 now for Trazion Conley. It looks like Trazion Conley's going to have a free play right here at him. And might be caught with the pass interference, but looks like that is Samir Savage that's going to come away with the pass.
On the 1-yard line. That is a great catch, boy.
They might go try and look at it just in case he have full control of it. But from our looks of it right here, looks like some
Hurry up, offense. Get on the ball.
So regardless, they do have the 1st down with the offsides, but we're going to see if the head official wants to take another look at it. Right now, looks like the play is going to stand. So now we're looking at a 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 1. So they look like they are reviewing. I see the guy wave. That's not where the ball was, guy. So it is under review, but that's not where the ball should be. But okay, let's see.
It could have got away with the pass interference too. That might be a good catch, but did he maintain possession going all the way to the ground?
And the bad thing about it, everybody can see. I don't think Southern has actual. They're supposed to have a replay booth. I don't see it up where No, I'm talking about they had one down on the field before. They have a box at some games on the field where the referees go.
So that's going to stop the clock at 9:21. We're going to check a quick break.
Okay, so you can see it.
So we're going to take a quick break as they try to review things. We'll be right back after this.
The Prairie View Athletic Club has been serving and supporting student athletes since 1986. This group of volunteers believe in supporting and the motto that Prairie View produces productive people. For more information on how you can become part of this winning team, simply dial 936-857-5817. Every time you support the Prairie View Athletic Club, you are supporting Prairie View Athletics, and it is also tax deductible. So once again, for more information on how to become a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, simply dial 936-857-5817. Who you rooting for? PVU.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to A.W. Mumford Stadium here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where the Panthers are on top right now by a score of 24-21 over the Southern Jaguars, that they are still reviewing the play right now. By the looks of it, looks like it might stand, but of course I'm not on that payroll to be making the decisions right there. So it looks like they're taking a thorough look right now, because we do have the review but moves right to the right of us. So as they're looking at it right now, we're trying to get the same look right now. So head official still has that headset on right now.
So normally what happens when they have a review booth upstairs, they put curtains up so you can't see what the referees are actually looking at. So we're next to them and we can see the same view that the referees are looking at, and they can zoom in much better than what they're showing on the video scoreboard.
So we're going to see the original call was a good catch, so they're going to see if it's enough to overturn the call. Originally, they have it spotted at the Southern Jaguars 4-yard line. We originally thought it would have been at the 1. So we're going to see if they get all that cleaned up right now. But regardless, they still had an offside penalty on the play, so regardless, it's going to be a first down.
Okay. So they did take the catch away. It's going to be a first down for the Panthers. And the referees will get graded on this. If they made the correct call or the wrong call, it'll be written down and sent in to the conference. So they are graded on this. Actually, one of my high school and college teammates is a SWAC referee, and he does video replay, but he cannot do Southern games because he played football at Southern. So it's he sort of gave me the ins and outs of how it goes and how these guys get rated if they made the correct call with the naked eye. So
now, to answer that, if you're a Panthers, you'll take that because now you have some time to run some more time off the clock now. So now it's going to be a 1st and 10 now. Ball is spotted at the Jaguars 24-yard line. Players aren't calling the empty back up. They're going to fake the handoff, and it's going to just go nowhere.
Ran right by another guy, ran right by an unblocked guy from Southern.
So Trayvon Conley is going to be tackled for a loss of a yard right there.
If they make that block, he's going to score. Like I say, don't be surprised if Prairie View gashes them on one of those run blitzes. You know they're going to run blitz on first down, and what Coach was trying to do is get a kick-out block to the run blitz.
So now we're looking at a second. Officially, they lost about 3 yards right there. Play clock is at 10 seconds. Game clock is at 8:30.
Got plenty of time still.
2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Signal Jenkins in motion. Ball's going to be handed off to Ahmad. Ball's going to be kept by Conley this time. Conley's going to try to hit the outside. He's going to spin, just kind of fall forward a little bit. Coming up this front just a little bit with the blocking assignments, but it's like he kind of could have gave that one off if you guys looking at it. But, of course, like I said, I'm up here calling the game, so now we're looking at a 3rd down and 9 now. You are in field goal range, but it is tough kicking to the side of the field so far.
Yeah, look for Southern look. They got the defensive tackles wide, middle blitz. Let's see if we get a rub route somewhere.
This ball's going to be handed off to Ahmad Antoine, and Ahmad Antoine might lose 2 yards right there on that one. So now it's going to be a 4th and 10 now for the Panthers, and we're going to see what they decide to do. You have to go ahead and take your points and try and get the field goal because your defense has been playing good. 7:24 remaining here in the 4th quarter, and that's exactly what they're going to do right now. They're going to send out Efren down, who missed his first attempt. Correction, that's going to be Villa Gomez now who's going to get another shot at it. It's going to be a 40-yard attempt now for Villa Gomez. Snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it is good. So with 6:56 remaining here in the 4th quarter, the Panthers have added on to the lead now by a score of 27-21. That's not enough breathing room, but it gives you a little bit of a cushion because the defense has been playing good this second half. But now the Jaguars got to drive down the length of the field and just come back and take the lead. So what are you doing now if you're that Southern Jaguars offense?
Let's see who they got by the huddle. So it looks like Biden is by the offensive coach. So it looks like they may be going back to him to see if he can get a little spark going back for the offense. No, I'm sorry, I am incorrect. They have 2 number 15, so they have a defensive 15. I see Biden standing back here, and he doesn't have his helmet on. So
they might be going back to Bloods, and Bloods so far they gave the Jaguars the first half lead, and when they went to Biden this second half, the offense kind of stalled out a little bit. So we're going to see what the Jaguars try to draw up here, but give credit to the defense for the Panthers. Have not allowed a single point this second half, and they've been playing tremendously this second half.
Yeah, hopefully they can keep it up for the Panthers' sake. With 7 minutes left in the ball game, it's still a lot of time. Southern still has 2 timeouts. Prairie only has 1. Southern does have the win at their back, so they don't have to feel a push to try to go for on 4th down. And their field goal kicker, like I said, I've seen this kid make one from 54 going in that direction with the wind at his back. So they don't have to take gambles once they get into field goal range. So, and they 7, you would expect each team to get the ball maybe 2 more times.
And I can't help but continue to look over to the right of our booth right here. As like I said, the replay booth is still kind of going over that last play. And like I said, I could be wrong, but that still looks like a catch in my book.
The thing is, you need more than one angle. They only have one angle that they can go to, so they should have one from either the side or coming from that end zone. This is the only one that looks like they have. So you would like to see what, if you're in front of it, you maybe see is his hands under the ball, and they may just be looking to see is it space or did the ball move, and the ball can move. It just can't bounce up and hit the ground. They're coming back to the right again.
Efren Jackson's kick goes to number 23, C.J. Russell. Mr. Russell's going to give the Jaguars some decent starting field position here. And they are trailing by a score of 27-21, moving from our left to right now.
And like I say, now you see because of the chippiness of the game, I don't know if you can see the guy with the black shirt on. He's the evaluator, referee. He tracks all the calls. He's actually getting involved in separating the players between plays, and you don't see that very often because he's usually walking around with a clipboard.
Well, you said that's the point of it when it comes to a game like this. Both teams sitting at 4-2. The winner moves on and has a chance to still have a chance to win the West. So now, as Blood makes his way back on to the field right now, 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Blood's just going to keep this one, and Blood's going to be wrapped up. Leading that charge with number 9, Keyshawn Johnson, and Blood maybe got a yard right there.
Yeah, they were trying to look like they tried to run either power read, what most people call power read, or a version of midline. He read it pretty good, but that backside linebacker did a good job of scraping and making a play.
So now the Jaguars are looking at a 2nd and 9 now. Still have 2 timeouts in their pocket. 6:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Ball is spotted at their own 28-yard line.
Look for a short pass right here.
Blood, 6 man, most 2 receivers to the left, 2 to his right. The pocket is collapsing. Blood finally escapes, trying to scramble, still makes some run. Still finally on his feet, but now going to be brought down. Avoided a huge hit right there.
It was good he avoided that hit. That guy was coming at him like a heat-seeking missile. It'll be third and about 2 or 3. Okay, 3rd and 1.
So avoided a huge hit, but able to bring him down with number 9, Keyshawn Johnson. So now it's going to be a 3rd down and 1 now for the Southern Jaguars offense. Ball is spotted at the 36-yard line. Blood has the handoff. This ball is going to be handed off and it's going to be pulled up by the Panthers defense, leading that number 91.
What the Panthers did, they did a good job. They started off with one defensive front, and all the defensive linemen took the inside gap. And once now we got another 4th down.
Leading that was number 91, Derek Ray Jr., blowing that play up for a loss of 4 yards right there.
That was a good job. Like I say, it was a good stem. The thing Prairie has to watch out for now is that they don't jump outside. It looks like they got a pretty good bead on the snap count.
And it looks like that Blood tried to pull it out last second, too, but Mr. Derek Ray said, no, sir, I have other plans intended right there.
The thing about it, Blood should have been reading to his left side. The running back was to his left. That's the guy that he normally reads. The pressure came from his right, and when he saw it, he tried to pull it. But by that time, the defensive lineman grabbed both of them.
So now, Blood had to take a timeout.
I'm laughing at the Southern fans leaving the ball game.
You got 1 timeout remaining for both teams. Southern is going to bring out their punting unit now. 5:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Prairie on top by a score of 27-21. Low snap, but maintained by the punter. That was playing, and Brian Jenkins going to have this one, trying to make a cut inside, holding on and just shaking off defenders, but finally being brought down at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Panthers are going to have this one try to and just run out this last 5 minutes.
Like I say, that was a great punt, about a 65-yard punt maybe. I think they punted from the 33. They caught it around the 15 or 10, so that was a great punt. Sort of helped flip field position back. Yeah, so they get the ball on the 20. So now Prairie View needs at least maybe two first downs, and they can pretty much run it out. You can't be scared to throw the ball on first down because you know you're going to get a run blitz, maybe a quick bootleg, or that little pick route that they run with the guy coming out of the backfield. Don't be surprised if you see that on the first down play.
And like you said, the Jaguars have been wanting to show that blitz first down, so we're going to see what the Panthers can try and do. If they're going to stick to the running game, and just like I said, just run the clock out, and just try and let the Jaguars try and burn out that one timeout. Because if you can find a way to just come out with any points on this drive, it pretty much can almost seal this game too. So we want to kind of be a little bit conservative, but don't want to give that ball back to the Jaguars at any time.
Well, you can make it a 2-score game where a touchdown doesn't beat you, but the other thing you want to do is, like I say, put some points on the board, run the clock down. Don't play scared right here. Like I say, scared money don't make money. So you got to take a gamble, but it's an educated gamble. If you know the blitz that you're gonna see, if I was a betting man, and like I tell your dad, I'm not a betting man, I would bet that we're gonna see the double barrel blitz, whether it's A gap or B gap. And the thing that's gonna give it away, look where the defensive tackles are. If they wide, you know it's gonna be double barrel.
So as we get set to go here, this has been a tight contest all day long, from the point of kickoff to where we are now. Like I said, just how huge this game is. Both teams were sitting at 4-2. The winner moves on, and they have a chance to fight and win the West. And all they have to do is have Texas Southern come out victorious tomorrow against Alcorn State, and things can be looking a lot different by the end of the week.
I tell you what, if that happens, boy, the people at Prairie View might send some prize packages down. If the Panthers can get this win, it's all predicated on do they win now. So now, Southern went to that barrel front. So you got a guy coming off the edge. So what barrel means, they covered up the center, and both guards, and they have guys coming off the edge. So this is a hard defense to run against. But the good thing about it, you got man-to-man across the board. So play action, especially with somebody coming out of the backfield, is going to be wide open.
So now there was a loss of 2 yards right there on that run. So now it's a 2nd down and 12 now for the Panthers. And of course, it's going to take us as much time off that clock right now. 4:34 now remaining in the 4th quarter.
Come on, guys.
Play clock is at 7 seconds. So they're just taking their time now. Now Conley's offense ready to go. The ball's going to be fake the hand off to Conley. Conley going to stumble. Conley might have had enough for the 1st down if he was able to stay on his feet. The Jaguars might have caught a break right there.
They definitely caught a break right there because there's no way the end is a bad spot. No way he doesn't get the 1st down because the free safety went with the running back. There was nobody there to take him for another 7 yards at least.
So the Panthers need a third down conversion right here to almost steal the game right now. 3rd and 6, 3:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Panthers moving from our right to left. Conley in the shotgun formation. Conley's going to hand this off to Jameer Brooks, and Jameer Brooks maybe going to get 2 yards right there on that carry. So the clock is still winding down. Southern Jaguars only have 1 timeout remaining, and they're going to see if they elect to use it.
Nah, they got too much time to use the timeout right here.
3:28 remaining here in the 4th quarter, and the Panthers are going to bring out the punting unit. So now back deep for the Jaguars, standing at his own 35-yard line, will be Chandler Whitfield. 2 punt for the Panthers is going to be number 48, Efren Jasso.
And the thing about it, that good punt by Southern flipped the field position. So now I'm about to get a delay game. Okay.
Punt.
Great punt. Can we cover? Oh, it's going to be a clip. Yep.
Ball's going to be finally tackled at the loss. I'm trying to break it down because you saw a block in the back right there. And then he ran into his own player and went back 10 yards. So then now Southern had a chance to have good starting field position, maybe somewhere around their own 30. Now they're back all the way down to their own 15.
Man, the thing about it, these punters, you got to give it up. And that was going into the wind. So he punted that from about the 25, and it landed on the other 25. So you got a 50-yard punt into the wind, and you get a negative on the return. So now Prairie View's defense can pretty much pin their ears back and say, let's meet at the quarterback. Let's stop the run on the way. But Southern still has a lot of time. They still can run the ball. They got 3 minutes, and that's a lifetime.
Yes, sir. Southern has a lot of time left. All they have is a touchdown here, and they can come out victorious. But also, too, that still is up to the point at because nothing is still given.
Yes.
But here we go. 1st and 10 for the Jaguars. Ball's going to be spotted at their own 15-yard line. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, it's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We just want to remind you that after the games, you can join us for the 1876 after party post-game show. We'll go up and down the ins and the outs of the game that was for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. You can join us 15 minutes at conclusion of the ball games. That's the after party 1876 post-game show right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in this tight 4th quarter right now, where the Panthers are on top right now by a score of 27-21. Blood looking to pass, has his intended receiver, and he's going to be stopped after picking up about 7 yards on that reception right there, they able to get out of bounds, stop the clock at 2:42. It's going to continue to roll. Second down and 3 now for the Southern Jaguars. Now ball spotted at their own 22-yard line. Blood looking to pass. Has his intended receiver.
That's all he got to do.
Trying to push him out of bounds. Nice contained job right there by number 0 for the Panthers. That was Mr. Trevion Green. So now it's going to be a loss of yardage right there. So now it's a 3rd down and 7 now for the Jaguars.
Let's see.
Panthers can get one more stop. They can pretty much put icing on the cake right now. So 3rd and 7 now for Bluff.
With 3.
Bluff steps up to the pocket, trying to find some room to run. Has an open receiver downfield. And this ball's going to be in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, number 13. That was Kobe Washington. If Kobe Washington was able to come down with that, it would have been great field position for the Jaguars. And the Panthers got to be careful here. Don't want to get an unsportsmanlike conduct right now. The game is still not over yet.
Well, they signaling play. That's the defense that they call when they doing they waving their hands like they flying. So that's actually just the signal for the next defensive play.
So now we're looking at a 4th down and 7. The game is on the line here for the Southern Jaguars. Shotgun formation for Blood. 2 to his left, 2 to his right. Blood's looking to pass. Ball's going to be in and out of the hands, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Breaking that up with number 44 for the Panthers, Warren Shanky.
Hey, that was a great play. That was a great play by the linebacker, reading the quarterback's eyes, getting it out at the last second. I mean, the very last second that he could have hit the ball and made a play for him. But Southern still has a timeout.
With a minute and 46 seconds left.
Number-wise, I think they can run. The coaches usually have a chart, like how many plays can we run if they have 1 or 0 timeouts.
So Trayvon Conley and his offense comes out lined up in victory formation. Takes the knee the first play. Southern calls their first timeout. I'm corrected. They did not. The clock is still continue to run at 1 minute and 30 seconds.
So what they may do is wait until 3rd down to try to use their timeout. But if I'm Prairie View, I might even let it go down to 1 or take a delay of game penalty.
Got 1:10 remaining here in the game. The play clock is down to 6 seconds. Rojan Carter's going to snap it when it gets down now to 2 seconds. And that's going to take another knee.
So the question is going to be, all right, so they did take a timeout. The question is going to be, what does Prairie View do if they stop the clock with about 20 seconds left on 4th down? Do you kick the field goal, or do you just take another knee and let your defense go back out there and hopefully you can make a play?
I would say you have to kick the field goal because pretty much put icing on the cake. You don't want to be greedy and give them another chance because they just need a touchdown and an extra point to win the game. So you kick the field goal, you pretty much call this game over with.
But that's what I'm saying. Some people may elect not to even kick the field goal because if it gets blocked and the scoop and score, then you're right back in the same situation. So I have seen people not even try to extra point because they were up and didn't want to ran back for 2 points the other way. So it's just time management. What do you have confidence in? If I'm Prairie View, I got confidence in my kicker. I haven't had a bad operation. So I'm thinking like you thinking, let's kick the field goal, make it a 2-score game, and even if I miss it, they still got to go.
The length of the field to try and put up with no timeout. Yeah. Now, again, he just not going to take the knee, just going to just run forward, just trying to keep some clock running.
And that may have been what he should have been doing earlier, was try instead of just going straight down, get in there and cover up or back up a little bit and take a knee. But it's going to how much time? Let's see. They hadn't reset the play clock, so that's ball game. There's nothing the Jaguars can do. That's ball game.
So the game clock is at 28 seconds. The play clock is going to be at 32 seconds. So there's going to be a 6 seconds
So it looks
differential.
like, are the referees stopping the clock? Nope, that's ball game, baby. I see Coach Frederick, who's a – oh, man, look at these people.
Do you have a stoppage in the play right now? The head official is not calling it.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Please reset the play clock to 40 seconds. On my whistle.
So you're going to give them a 7 seconds now still remaining on the clock.
So basically what the Panthers can do is do what they just did. The clock should still be running down. They can do that little rugby push, but they still have to run a play.
So now the Panthers might take a timeout here just to try to go over things.
How you doing, man?
Looks like they haven't done that just yet. They might try to take the delay of game too as well, maybe here, because you have a second differential right now. The game clock is at 30 seconds. The play clock is at 24 seconds now.
Yeah.
As Conley and his office come back on the field.
You might can even still take a timeout with when it gets to 0, tell the referee let that last second run off.
Trajon Conley.
Wait till it gets to 1.
Lined under center. Takes the snap. He's going to just stand up in the pocket. Now finally going to go down. And
See, that's what you want to avoid right there. They're gonna give Southern the ball with 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock.
So we're going to see what they decide to do right here. Panthers are making their way out on the field as if the game is over. The coaching staff for the Southern.
Hey, man, I'm thinking that. Yeah. You see the bench is clearing because one of the Prairie View guys is dancing on the logo.
So as tensions are still feeding up right now, so we still have 3 seconds.
So if you see Prairie View's coaches with the red shirt, it's calling the defense that needs to be on the field. So that is basically their prevent defense. So he's trying to get those guys to know that, hey, man, we still have another play left to play.
So there still is 3 seconds remaining here on the clock.
You got the band cameras on the field. You got police out there from both sides. I'm laughing because 3 of the police one of them is my high school teammate. The other one I played college ball with. And one of them was my camp counselor from when I was in camp at the YMCA. So, hey, and I tell you what, none of those guys you want to mess with. All of them are big guys, man. One played offensive line at Jackson State. One played defensive line here. And the other one played linebacker at Nicholls State.
So just hold it right there. But for the most part, man, pretty much crush this one up unless a miracle happens.
Hey, you better put some people on the 30-yard line and the 50-yard line and rush 3. You rush them from this side. Make the quarterback have to scramble to his left.
So you can't, like I said, you can't call it in just yet because a touchdown will tie the contest up. And the point at the Jaguars can win this game, and I've seen it before with my own 2 eyes. So now.
So I put, they got Biden going in the game because
the strong arm right there.
Man, I guarantee if they give him time, he can throw it from 20 to 20.
So no timeout.
The thing is, he just can't squeeze the ball too hard. But it's going to be bag those guys up. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
As they still are trying to get things situated right now. For the most part, except Southern's going to get the ball back with another chance to add on.
You put your tallest DBs or receivers back here. You put your best pass rushers up front and just tell them, get there some kind of way, hit home.
Now, as teams make their way out, back onto the field. 3 seconds remaining here in the game left.
Time to make sure you don't have 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 8, 10, 11.
So now, said it's all do or die now for the Jaguars here.
We wasting a guy right here. Okay, now he's coming over. That's a good job. So you may see a hook and ladder type of play. Back up.
Has it open. The ball's going to be up for grabs. And the ball's going to be caught, but finally brought down. The ball was caught at the Panthers' 30-yard line, batted up and caught off the tip, but there's going to be no time remaining.
Now we got to see what happens right here. You see the big guy from Southern standing in the middle of the logo.
So the game could have got a lot more interesting right there if the Southern Jaguars would have had more time, but it just ran out of time and out of luck. We're going to take a quick break. But the Prairie Panthers come out on top by a score of 27-21 here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Stay tuned for our postgame. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at A.W. Mumford Stadium, where the Prairie Panthers come out victorious by a score of 27-21 over the Southern Jaguars, and they had kept their hopes alive of winning the West, Coach Norton.
Hey, man, like I say, it's good when you take care of the business that you have to take care of. So now, like I say, all the Prairie View fans about to be Texas Southern fans, and Prairie View still have one more hurdle to jump in Alabama State.
So as we conclude this one, the Panthers had a terrific job by the defense the second half. Didn't allow a single point to go from there. And what's the message that you're giving to these Panthers now after getting up a much-needed win?
Man, the thing about it, if you coach, you can go back to them and say, look, this is what we did. This is when we followed the game plan. When nobody, you notice it was no personal fouls. They didn't get a whole lot of penalties probably in the fourth quarter. They stayed within the system. So that's what happens when you play team defense. I mean, guys were making plays. You had a couple tackles for loss, a couple sacks, a great play by the linebacker on fourth down. So all of that goes in hand. And then think about it. If you go back to that punt, if Prairie View doesn't get that great punt, that Hail Mary is a lot closer than what it was. Or if that kid doesn't knock the ball down on fourth down, it may end up being a different outcome in the game. So it's it's a great win for the Panthers.
Yes, sir. The Panthers ended this game with collecting a total of 19 first downs, had a total of 347 passing yards. The efficiency on the third downs, they were only able to complete 3 of the 12 third downs that they had, but they also were able to complete half of the fourth down conversion that they needed at the right time. They were able to have 163 total of offense on the ground, which is a huge implement into today's game, where they're able to stick to their identity, and they had a total of 48 rushing attempts. So that's what the Panthers were able to stick to in the game plan, and led them coming out victorious. They had that minus turnover earlier in the game, but it didn't come back and bite them because they were able to come back and respond and have a good collective group. When it seems like the momentum was going in their way, they gave it right back to Southern, and then Southern just found a way to give it right back to Prairie.
It was one of those, here, you take it. No, I don't want it, a hot potato. Nah, it's your turn, one of those types of things. But you have to give it up to the Panthers for coming back. I gave you the stat of Coach Dooley's record when they had the lead at halftime, and Prairie did away with that. So that was a good job by those guys coming back in the second half and making plays when they needed to and pulling it out for the Panthers. I see Coach Dooley and Conley over there talking, so it's good. I mean, you feel bad for the Southern players, but at the end of the day, the Prairie guys did everything they needed to do to win the football game.
Yes, sir, and they played a lot better on clean football. They only had those 4 penalties for a total of 36 yards. So that's the kind of football that you need to be playing, especially on the road in a modest, hostile environment, and they were able to come out victorious. As for the Jaguars, they fall short, pushing their conference record now to a 4-3. It's going to push them out of the race to come out in the West. But they had a total of 18 first downs. Had a total of 327 offensive yards. So if you like offense, this could have been your game so far. Not much on the defense, but defense came up big at the right time. Jaguars had a total of 221 passing yards, total of 105 rushing yards with 34 attempts. But the penalties, they had 7 penalties for a total of 67 yards. But they also played a clean football, didn't commit a turnover. So what the Prairie Panthers did control the time of possession into this game. Prairie had 33 minutes controlling while to the Southern's 26. So to conclude that, the Prairie Panthers found their way coming out victorious by a score of 27-21 over the Southern Jaguars. I am Philip Prince. Alongside with me was and Coach Northern. I want to take this time to appreciate you for coming up here during the game with me, man. It's been a pleasure here.
Hey, man, I enjoyed myself being up here. I wish the windows wasn't this bad and the PA system wasn't playing the whole game, but I love, like I say, man, I love, first of all, I love football in general. I love swag football. I love good games. Like I say, it is some of my teammates on the coaching staff. Coach McDowell worked for me, so I'm happy for Coach McDowell and his guys because I know some of the hurdles that they have to jump over, as well as I know what Coach Dooley is going through with some of the things that he deals with. So I'm just glad I had a chance to come up and get my feet wet with this announcing thing, and hopefully I get a chance to do it more. But I really enjoyed being up here, and hopefully we'll do it again, and hopefully the Panthers will pull out another one.
Yes, sir.
I'm a good luck charm. I'm gonna have to I don't think they've lost a game I've been through this year, so maybe I should have been just a fan instead of a coaching interview.
So as that will conclude this one here, we'll remind you did listen to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, where the motto is serving the community through faith and athletics. Remind you the next broadcast will be next week at Prairie, where they will be hosting Alabama State for their final game of the year. This was Philip Prince alongside with Coach Northern. Other than that, you be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.
So